Run for cover, motherfucker.
You are now tuned to FNL Live with Documentaries. Time to laugh your ass off.
You are now tuned.
All right, hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of FNL Radio, everybody. It's your boy Doc. I got Monique on the other end as well.
Hello. Hey, all my loves out there. How's everybody doing tonight?
Yes, everybody. It's a little breezy, a little cold outside, so I hope y'all staying warm.
It definitely is. I'm wrapped up under my Louis Vuitton blanket right now.
Exactly. I got this now Uggs, the brand Ugg. They make blankets and shit. So I got me a little Ugg throw situation right now, and it's keeping me nice and toasty right now. Even though the heat is on, I like to stay extra toasty. So, and I use my coupons as well. At Bed Bath and Beyond, you can stack coupons. So you have the 20% off coupons. You have your $10 off, $15 off coupons. You can use like 5 of those at the same damn time.
Yeah, I think I got some downstairs. I may have to get one of those. My one of my social workers told me about the Uggs. She got a comforter, and she said it's very warm, keeps her nice and toasty on those cold days. For Christmas, my aunt gave me a beautiful Louis Vuitton blanket throw, whatever you want to call it. So I'm wrapped up in that right now. And this is pretty warm as well.
It better be, with your expensive taste, it better be warm. All right, but people, before we get into the shits though, because I'm gonna tell you how I got someone kicked out of work.
Okay.
But here on the FNL, we like to give some little birthday shout outs and stuff like that to some of our favorite artists on the show. And one of our favorite artists, got to play her real quick because she actually, her birthday was on the 16th. She would have been 41 years old. So, now first off, we're not going to play this song though because we're not going to support Robert Kelly. But we just got to take our back for a little bit real quick.
All right. Happy birthday. Rest in peace, Aaliyah.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again? To let you in, or would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you stay up? Don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed.
All right. Dust yourself off and try again.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that was a little Aaliyah Try Again, Baby Girl right there, produced by Timbaland. Y'all know the mood and everything like that. She would have been 41 years old if she was still here on Earth with us, everybody, but she's still here through her music.
And in our hearts and in our spirit.
Yes, which y'all know, unfortunately, with old shady ass and janky ass Hankersons, we'll never hear Aaliyah's music on streaming services. So, for us, we got to break out the CDs, and they don't make no CD drives on computers anymore. So that's a task in itself. But, anyway, you can listen to your Aaliyah music, though, unfortunately, we got to spread the illegal links around for you all to be able to continue on the legacy of listening to Aaliyah's music. Try Again. Next month actually turns 20 years old. And the Romeo Must Die movie and soundtrack turns 20 in March as well. And of course, Try Again was the lead single off of that soundtrack. It was Aaliyah's first and only #1 single, and it was the first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 history to go to #1 based off of airplay alone. So that means not even with the sales factored in or anything like that, it went #1 straight off of airplay. And this made Aaliyah more of a more of a pop, or what you would say a mainstream artist. She was already mainstream in a sense, and of course, the black people always love the sense, back and forth and Asian up for the number. Little
Yeah,
they know about
but
that.
this particular single made her cross over.
Yes, definitely crossed over to the TRL audience. She was on TRL like every other week, performing and everything like that. So again, one of those, and the video too, if y'all remember the music video, is one of those, it's iconic in a sense too. And it's one of those videos that you always remember because she and is it Jet Li? Yeah, Jet Li.
Yeah.
Gotta get my Chinese people together. Shout out to the family, because I'm part Asian. But but yeah, but her Jet Li in the video, doing the karate moves and the different martial art moves and stuff like that, and the choreography as well. And we saw Aaliyah in a different way too, because usually we were always so used to Aaliyah with the one hair over her eye, baggy clothes. But
Yeah, the sunglasses.
yeah, but she
Yeah,
came with
so
sex appeal with this. So again, shout out to Aaliyah. She would have been 41 years old, and we of course people always miss her. So again, shout out to Aaliyah and her family as well. And she's at the Madame Tussauds Museum in Vegas. If you want to go see her statue or her wax figure, which actually just looks like her, because there's a lot of wax figures that don't look like people, but hers actually look like hers. So
well, I think it depends on the people that put it together. So
yes, so luckily she got the right hands to mold that figure together. But hopefully y'all had a great week, everybody. Again, we got the Grammys coming up this weekend, everyone. So we're gonna give y'all some tips on the Grammys as well, and some tea that's coming from the Grammy background recording academy too, because a lot of foolishness going on behind that scenes. So we're gonna be talking about that as well, people. But of course, we talk about how our week have been, everybody. So my week has been pretty good, pretty chill. Actually, a listener, and it was on Snapchat, because I always post a show on Snapchat as well. And one of the clips that I put up there was Monique from last week, when y'all questioned if she uplifts black women, and she talked about Meghan Markle
okay.
and Serena Williams. But those are Monique's views and opinions. They do not reflect the views and opinions of
Okay, listen. I've already told y'all I do what I can when I can for the people. I'm not here to be uplifting no bitches. I'm just here to give you my views and opinions the way I see it. Okay.
But we love it though. We love it here. So, and that's why I listen to our show, because we cut up and we say what we got to say with no filter at all. So
we just give it to you straight with no goddamn chaser.
Exactly. So one of the listeners brought to my attention that how when we came up with the new shows this year so far, the first show for the year was the Survivor R. Kelly Part 2 show, and then the next show was the Shimmy Shimmy Ya in Beijing show. So thank y'all for listening to those shows as well. And the first episode was basically all about the Survivor R. Kelly special, and the second episode we did some Survivor R. Kelly Part 2 updates. And then also we talked about
we'll have another update for you guys tonight as well.
Exactly, of course. And then we did the Pastor John Gray story. Well, rewind to last year in January 2019 when Survivor R. Kelly came out, and we did our Survivor R. Kelly show in January 2019. The week after that, we did the Still Surviving R. Kelly episode. And in that episode, we talked about Pastor John Gray and his spending money on Ace Ventura, his wife.
Well, he always on some fuck shit. He stayed in the goddamn news. And I had even though we kind of didn't factor him into the outline, I got a little bit of tea on him too for this show.
Oh goodness, here he goes. So definitely we had some deja vu moments on the show.
Relentless church.
But it's not our fault that people, they talk and they act up, and we just gotta talk about it, express our views and whatnot. But again, so that happened, and so I've been telling y'all too, people, this season, just because it's hot one day, and y'all know in Virginia the weather is very bipolar. We gotta choose our words wisely too, because now if we gotta be politically correct. But it's very up in the air, if you will. The weather's very, it can be 70 degrees today. Tomorrow it's going to be 43 degrees. And that's what's been happening. So I've been telling y'all countless times, people, Just because it's hot one day, that does not mean break out the shorts, the flip flops. Some of you black people in the military, I know you raised in a different type of environment when you're in the military, so you think you're a little, on the other side of your hand, but you are not Caucasian. You do not need to go out here wearing no damn breaker shorts and a short sleeve tank. It's not the time of the weather to be doing that, because tomorrow it's going to be back to cold. It's still winter time. Still dress appropriately for the season. I don't care if it's 60 degrees, 80 degrees in the winter. I'm still going to wear a winter coat, because this is called winter for a reason. And we are in Virginia. We are not in Florida. We are not in Texas. It's still cold as a motherfucker out here. So one of my coworkers, who's in another department, but her office is next to mine, and I kept telling people, like, look, she's been coughing and hacking for the past 7 months. Now, she was coughing and hacking when I was trying to take my cruise in October, and I was like, look, if I get sick, I'm coming in here with a whole situation. But I forgot, based on the trauma of the municipal center in Virginia Beach, I didn't want to express that out loud. So
and are you creating hostile work environments for your coworkers?
Look, I am not. So this is the person,
because I know you created very much hostile work environments for we as well. But we're not gonna say nothing about the Google checks and that. We've gone through this is now the third show, and I have not mentioned now one time a Google check this old, but girl, that coworker of yours, I feel you, because he creates hostile work environments for me as well. I don't know why I have stayed on this show as long as I have. I guess because I ain't got shit else to do with my time.
And there's the train. People.
Okay, people get ready. There's a train coming. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. We love you, Curtis Mayfield.
So, anyways, this is the person I call Chatty Patty, because she always talking loud on the phone. You can hear her conversations. I know more about her life.
Wait a minute, let me just ask you this, Chatty Patty. Did that bitch got TB? Coughing for 7 months straight. No, what is going on with Chatty Patty?
Well, so Chatty Patty claimed that she had
TB,
bronchitis,
okay,
and walking pneumonia. So this happened.
Okay, ain't nothing about that right or good.
So this happened back in October again, like I said, because I was like, look, I'm about to go on vacation, and I sprayed with Lysol religiously in their office, because I'm not trying to get sick at all. So the coughing and stuff, subsided for a little bit. It didn't go too far until recently. So I was like, okay, now. So now it's getting a little loud. You hawking and stuff like that out here, all your insides coming up out, everything. So I'm like, okay, it's an issue right now. And then other people are starting to hear it as an issue now too. And the new girl that I'm training at work, I'm like, look, this is like a constant thing. Like, beware, because I don't want you to get sick. The other girl in my department.
Oh, let me find out you keeping up the mess at the goddamn job. What?
The other girl in my department.
You could have just taken Chatty Patty to the HR department. So now you right here spreading rumors and gossip and shit and keeping the mess going. Okay.
It's not gossip or rumors.
Well, it sounds like that's what you try to get the new girl involved in.
Well, Chatty Patty, you can hear her coughing, you can hear her conversation. She just talks so damn loud, and I'm like, I just don't want to hear you. She talk about her husband and everything. I'm like, okay, now just shut the fuck up. But so she was coughing so bad one day, the other girl in my department was like, look, because I was right there, I had the email already out. I was getting ready to type up the email. I pulled up the email body, and I was like, okay, let me type this email out to HR. I'm like, okay, it's becoming a problem now, because I don't want to get sick. Because even though I got my flu shot, look, I'm not trying to get sick out here. My birthday is in a couple of months.
So did you cause Chatty Patty to have to take some FMLA? Okay.
No, I didn't type the email. I was getting ready to type the email. Then the other girl in the department, she was like, she pulled me aside like, Reggie, I know, she been coughing and stuff like that. So I just wrote an email to HR. I was like, okay, good, because even though I wanted to write the email, I didn't want to be caught out there like that, because I'm the only guy in my department. So I'm like, look, I don't want anyone to be feeling no type of way, even though we're not in the same department. I still don't want to be like that one guy who, wrote the email, because we're in a very different climate now. I don't want people to think that I'm down on women and stuff.
Well, it's called being messy.
We got to have someone to uplift women on the show. So,
okay. Well, it sounds like what you did. Well, nothing uplifted about what you did. It's called being messy.
So I heard her say that so HR ended up calling her because the girl was like, "Look, I'm not trying to get sick because I got sick at Thanksgiving because of her, and I had to be quarantined for Thanksgiving. I couldn't spend Thanksgiving with my family."
Okay.
And then the other girl behind me, she was like, "Yeah, I got sick too," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm feeling little sniffles now too in my little throat." So what they did, so HR called her. I heard the phone ring, and Chad Patty told HR that, "Oh, I don't have no sick time." Now, first off, we don't base it off of sick time. We just base it off of PTO. And you've been taking days off, going to pools with your girlfriends, going out to eat and stuff like that. But you always talk about you broke. But
the worst any of your damn business.
Because she makes it our business. She talked that loud that we know it's her business. So Chatty Patty.
Does Chatty Patty look like us or them?
She's one of them, but she has heavy makeup on. She looks like when on the American Dad when Roger sometimes play a female with the heavy makeup. But she so I guess they told her, "Look, I guess we're gonna give you some free PTO, or we're just going to need you to bring a doctor's note or something," because that was about 9:00 yesterday. She was gone out the building by 9:45. Today, her sign was still up. She wasn't back at the office, so I definitely sprayed around her area for sure, and sprayed my area.
Let me find out they come with a Chatty Patty cubicle with the black light, trying to see. All of her desk with a black light and shit all up under her chairs. What the fuck is going? Okay.
And she talking about some on the phone saying that I don't have a fever or nothing. I'm just coughing. That ain't just a cough. That's you about to cough up your whole damn life.
Okay,
and that's the issue.
What's her real name? Because I'm gonna drop a bomb to her. Let her know exactly what the fuck y'all did.
Chatty Patty.
Okay. Don't worry about it. I find out. I'm gonna tell her I want to pay my my HOA dues. I bet you can call back from her ass, and I'm gonna tell her.
Well, she's not in the HOA division. She's in like the rentals. So she did like the rental people, like the apartments and stuff. So
okay, well I'm gonna let her know I got some shit I want to rent, and I'm gonna let her know watch the niggas around her. Okay.
Well, we do have our properties in Richmond, so
Lady told y'all she ain't got no goddamn sick time. Get her by some Kleenex and some nasal spray, and let her do her job.
Her job is to not get us sick. And so, anyways, so Chatty Patty has not been back to work. We'll see if day 3 will be tomorrow. So, good luck and whatever. But other than that, like I told you, I've been
that's enough.
I've been planning my birthday, so I'm going to be finalizing details and sending stuff out this weekend. Someone that you will get an invite as well.
Oh, okay, well.
Yes, and I just been sipping on my OJ and Rose, which is my new blend that I'm going to be presenting at one of my parties as well. So y'all be able to get some Rose, OJ, and I mix it with a little special ingredients too, with a little splash of this, a little splash of that, and it comes to life. So yeah.
Well, how about a Chatty Patty? Write it anonymous and let it let them know that you got a fucking drinking problem. Okay.
So how's your week been?
Well, I can't say it's eventful as yours. But everything all is well over here down or up in the 804, as I should say. So nothing much, can't complain. I've been going to work this week. I was a little disappointed. I was supposed to get my hair done yesterday. I'm jaded and I was supposed to get our locks washed and retwisted, and then my stylist had to cancel due to some unforeseen things that happened. So we have a rescheduled appointment for Tuesday. So I'm praying the state don't walk in there so I can get out of there and get my hair done. But other than that, I can't complain one little bit. Things are going well up here in the 804. Like you as well, I have been planning my 40th birthday party for June. My birthday is on June 22nd, and I will be the big 40. So I am thinking about a couple different things I want to do. So I know I'm going to do something at the Cigar Lounge that Saturday. This year my birthday falls on a Sunday, so I think we're going to do something Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm definitely going to do something at the Cigar Lounge Friday. Um, and then Saturday I want to do like maybe like a skating thing, and that way my friends can bring their kids, and it'll be a family affair. And then I think Saturday evening I definitely want my girlfriends and I think we're going to do a pole dancing class. Then I got some other things planned. What I ultimately would like to do is instead of, and I've thought about this, I've been praying about this as well. What I would like to do, and I know this is something you're not going to want to miss, Reggie. So instead of people giving me gifts, I actually want to be able to give everybody that comes to like my birthday dinner an actual special gift that I think is near and dear and symbolizes our friendship, or, whatever the meaning is of the way I met you, you know what I'm saying, and what you mean to me in my life. So I want to be able to give everybody a gift versus them giving me a gift. Now, it's all good if you give me a gift, but I would like to be able to, just express a token of my love, from me to all of my friends and family. So we'll see. So I am also planning my big 4-0. Y'all know you're turning the big 3-0. I'm turning the big 4-0. So I'm trying to gear up for that as well. So I got some things brewing in the works. So we'll see what happens.
Okay. So y'all will be hearing that on the show. And like I said, I'm still trying to decide if during the party, if we'll do like a FNL like special like situation. I'm gonna see. I'm playing that out. We want to see what happens. But anyways, everybody. So hopefully y'all had a great week as well, people. So of course we got to keep y'all up to date with a lot of news that's going on. So first off, I do want to give a rest in peace condolence to, after we did the show the last time, um, the Rock's father, Rocky,
Soulman Johnson.
yes, and he was again pretty much the reason why The Rock, well, we know who as Dwayne Johnson, he's the reason why he wanted to start wrestling. He was part of the WWE. He became the first black person, or the first black champions of the WWE. Of course, back then we called it WWF, but of course then they changed it to WWE down the road. But he was 75 years old, died of a heart attack or cardiac arrest, and um, Dwayne Johnson said, something very heartfelt stuff too on social media, just saying that, he was grateful for the time he's had with his father, and that he was just his biggest influence and biggest inspiration, and it's going to be sad without him. So we give our recipes condolences to him. Of course, I don't know if y'all know this, y'all should know by now, but with the last name like Johnson, The Rock is black. Um, his father is from Canada, one of the Black Nova Scotians. So rest in peace to Mr. Johnson there.
Yeah,
Like he's that time.
he passed away last Wednesday, and he was
Mm-hmm.
75 years old when he passed. And this just may be my ignorance, but I never knew the Rock's dad was a wrestler. I guess, like I said, when I was reading up on this, he became famous back in the 70s. So,
Mm-hmm.
back in my day when I was coming up, the big name wrestlers were what was it, Pretty Boy Ric Flair, Hulk
Mm-hmm.
Hogan's fuck ass, and Mr. T. But nonetheless, again, we just want to say rest in heaven to Mr. Johnson. And he must have that good honey insurance policy, because I believe they already done funeralized him. I read somewhere, I think The Rock wrote out his eulogy. So,
Mm-hmm.
again, we definitely want to give a big rest in peace, a shout out, and rest in heaven to, Mr. Johnson, and then just letting The Rock know here at FNL, our prayers, he's in our thoughts and prayers, during this time of bereavement. And also, I just actually learned today that my cousin, and Reggie, don't do no shit,
What?
don't start no shit. So my cousin, Terrence Williams, he actually passed away. He was shot and killed in Hampton. He was a barber and also a musician. He was shot and killed like right in front of the barber shop that he
Mm-hmm.
was a barber at. I'm not sure if this was like some type of robbery or anything like that, but it also like made the news. And they will be funeralizing my cousin. He was 35 years old. They will
Wow.
be funeralizing him on this coming Saturday. So definitely just, keep my family lifted up in your thoughts and your prayers at this time for us. So very, very sad thing to hear. And when I watched everything on the news today, they had nothing but great things to say about my cousin.
Mm.
Um, some of his co-workers, the owner of the barbershop, they're going to be they actually did a candlelight visual. I believe that was yesterday, but they're going to kind of do something in memory of him, and they're going to keep his chair open, and they're going to do some things and keep his booth open. So, but they had nothing but great things to say. He was just not that type of person to be violent, get into no bullshit, get into no mess. No one knows at this point what happened, and the suspects are still on the loose. So
Oh wow.
definitely just keep my family in your thoughts and prayers.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So also we gotta give some congratulations to some of our fallen heroes in music, everybody. So Whitney Houston and Notorious B.I.G. have been inducted into the 2020 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, everybody.
It's
So
about damn time.
yes, so if y'all don't know the rule and regulations as far as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so basically nowadays it's pretty much voted upon the general public online. So there's a website you go to and you vote. And what happens is you have to be 25, it has to be 25 years after the release of your first commercial album or project. And then after 25 years, then you become eligible to be recognized in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So last year, Janet Jackson was inducted, and this year it's going to be Whitney Houston and Notorious B.I.G.
And then some interesting things were both Nippy and Biggie. They were first time nominees that actually made the roster.
Yeah.
Other artists like Rufus featuring Shaka Khan, they I guess have been on a long waiting list and have never made it. So definitely clap bravo to Whitney and Biggie.
Oh no, Rufus and Shaka Khan have,
They
but
have
but not
that's
Shaka Khan herself. So they've been trying to get Shaka Khan to get her own rock and roll induction because of course, Shaka has done a lot besides with Rufus, but they just want to recognize Rufus and Shaka Khan. So
yeah. And so they said, like you said, the process of being inducted is a rigorous process. And so again, this year's nominees, they were voted in by a group of more than 1,000 artists, industry professionals, and historians, as well as a fan vote. They counted as one ballot. And just like Reggie said, in order to be eligible and considered for admittance, the artists and bands must have released their first commercial recording or project at least 25 years ago. So again, this is it's about damn time. We love Whitney Houston over here. We love Biggie. There will be no other like the two of them. So, definitely something to celebrate.
yes. Now, a list has already come out of who could be eligible in 2021. So it brings some interesting names. People who've been in the industry 25 years or more next year would be some of the artists are Damian Marley. And shout out to Bob Marley, who's 27. Well, if he was still here on Earth, he would have been 75 years old this year. And they're going to be doing the whole 75th year anniversary or 75th birthday year special for him. So pulling the Diana Ross, because I know Diana Ross celebrated her birthday for the full calendar year. So Damian Marley will be eligible next year. Drew Hill, shout out to Baltimore.
Okay, tell me what I had to be your love for me. Hey, they
Eminem,
had some hits.
they did. They really did.
Despite Cisco's crazy ass, they definitely had some
Yes.
shit. Swallow you like Reese's Pieces. Come on, girl, you know I need it.
It must be 25 years.
Walks by me every day. Her and love are the same. The woman that's stolen my heart. And beauty is her name.
Like
Child, Drew Hill had some
that
goddamn hits.
look, Beauty is my nighttime jam. That's like the song that you hear, like you just know it's on every radio station, Quiet Storm
Yes.
playlist.
And then I don't know, you guys know, well, I don't know if you guys know, I've had many a boyfriends before I met my husband. But one of my boyfriends or ex-boyfriends, I should say, that I dated like throughout my senior year in high school and all throughout college. He went to North Carolina Central. He's a graduate of North Carolina Central, and so he was part of their famous. I didn't go to a historically black college. He did. So the band is the big thing at HBCUs. He
Mm-hmm.
was part of. I think they called him the Sound Machine, North Carolina Central Sound Machine, and they would play that damn Beauty. Yeah, it made me want to make love on the bleachers, honey. At the games. Yeah, they had some goddamn hits. But like you said, Beauty, that Quiet Storm, that's it right there.
Yes. Who was Eminem? Now, if y'all don't know, Eminem actually, Slim Shady LP isn't his first album that came out in '99. His first album, I started with I think it was Infinity or something like that, but it came out in '97, so he'll be eligible. Ghostface Killer, shout out to Wu-Tang. Who else was Limp Bizkit, Leanne Rhymes, Maxwell. So
Okay, all right, Maxwell.
So those are some of the people. Shakira, because she's been out for a long time, and she's gonna be performing at the Super Bowl with Jennifer Lopez. And
Ghostface Killer. Okay.
so we have a nice little lineup for 2021 to see who may be even the Tony Rich project. Y'all remember them? Nobody knows them but me.
Still when the nights are lonely. That we are showing our whole ass age.
Yes.
I know I am.
Oh goodness, people, we are old. But shout out to y'all that listen to the show who's not in our age bracket. We definitely appreciate y'all for turning up with our aged asses. So so that's a really good look for them, especially for Biggie. I know Brooklyn will be turning out. It'll be dope to see Ms. Valada, what's her name? Valera, what's her mom name? What's her mom name again? Miss Wallace.
Oh yeah, because there's no way I could pronounce that.
Yeah, so Miss Wallace, and Faith Evans. So it'd be nice to see them there. Faith,
it's Kendall peddling, pushing ass. Pat, I'm pretty sure she'll be there.
Of course, she'll be there. Now, here's the thing too about Pat.
And we gotta pause on Sissy.
You know what? I don't know, and maybe Sissy might make an appearance too, because they the only family.
Well, and Dionne Ward.
Well, she got issues too. She can't remember Christmas lyrics and stuff at Christmas events the past holiday season.
Well, maybe Sissy be there to give us a nice rendition of Bridge Over Troubled Water. Yeah.
But then also too, if you're in the UK and Europe and stuff like that, so Nippy's hologram tour is kicking off very soon.
Okay.
So if y'all want to go see the hologram tour, y'all be your own guest. Gary is going to be playing background vocals. He's going to be one of the background vocalists. There's going to be a live band. There's going to be live dancers, and Whitney's hologram.
That has got to be the creepiest thing ever.
Exactly. So if she was to come to America to bring the tour to the U.S., because even with Whitney's last tour, when she was touring, like after the I Look to You album came out, she didn't tour in America. She was supposed to, but then there were some other things behind the scenes that was going down. So if the Nippy hologram tour does end up coming to America, will FNL be an audience in attendance?
Not me. You can go, but not me.
I don't want to go see a video screen.
Yeah, I just want to remember her just the way she was.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I don't want to see, and I'm not trying to put no money to Pat's candles. I'm not trying to add any more fuel to Gary's drug issues.
Yeah, and what's the little girl name? Go get through college and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So no,
I'm good over here.
Yes. So speaking of some other major congrats, so Mariah Carey, the Neptunes, aka Pharrell Williams, and Chad Hugo, shout out to 757. The Isley brothers, shout out to Mr. Biggs, and are some of the latest who are going to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame for 2020. Everybody. So last year, of course, Missy Elliott and Dallas Austin were two of the inductees in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and the year before that, Jermaine Dupri and Jay-Z was the first hip-hop artist to be inducted into the Hall of Fame a few years ago as well. So basically, again, this is an induction type of situation where the talented and the most prolific songwriters are inducted into this Hall of Fame, who have done a lot of great countless things with their songwriting and their musicality and everything like that. And of course, the Neptunes, we know them as some amazing producers, but if y'all listen closely to a lot of the lyrics that Pharrell writes, he be on some thought-provoking type of shit too sometimes. So shout out to them. Mariah Carey, she helped me through a lot of papers in elementary and middle school, because when she used a bit vocabulary in her songs, I take some from that, and I actually end up getting an A on paper, because I was like, oh, she used this big word in this song. Let me use this big word in my paper then.
Well, definitely. Congrats. Congrats to them. And look at this. It's not even Black History Month.
Exactly.
All right now. But now this doesn't mean this induction. It don't mean it requires Mimi to sing any of her many hits live, does it?
It doesn't.
Okay. So then my next question is, when will all of Beyonce's ghostwriters, when will they be inducted into the Writers Hall of Fame?
Beehive, don't get me.
Okay,
It's
I'm not
me.
talking about no goddamn Beehive. Okay. Guys
Look,
already know.
I had a website shut down a long time ago. I know my place. So
I'm just asking, does this mean all her ghostwriters, will they be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Because they done wrote some hits for her ass.
one day. But
Okay.
and shout out to the Isley brothers too. So I feel like we haven't seen Ron Isley in a long time.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've seen him.
Exactly, because last time I always come to mind is when he got out of prison for those tax evasion issues.
But I think we still got to pause on him, because I have Sirius satellite radio in my car, and so I often hear a couple new songs from him. Him and Kim got a little song out. Hello, hello.
Yeah, come to hear him at the Essence festivals. I don't see him at the Hampton Roads Jazz Fest or nothing. So
I guess that song may be a couple years old. Well, I guess maybe 2 years old or so. But I think we still got to pause on him. I think he is yet still rocking in the land of the free world. I think he's still yet with us.
Okay, that's good. So we definitely will keep an eye out on the Songwriters Hall of Fame when that happens as well. I believe that happens in June. So we'll definitely be seeing some pictures and video of that coming to fruition when that happens.
And if anybody can tell us about Beyonce's ghostwriter, just tweet us, send an email or something.
Yeah, send a little a tweet or whatever.
Reggie scared. I'm not scared. I just want to know. It's a simple question.
And shout out to the Ivy Park collection. A lot of y'all have sold out Beyonce's clothing line with Adidas.
Yeah, I was gonna try to run in Nordstrom's and see what I can see, but it's been selling out.
Oh, y'all still got a Nordstrom's there?
Okay, don't do it to yourself.
No, because they shut the one down at MacArthur Center, even though they kept shooting in front of
that
them.
ghetto ass MacArthur Center. I bet you the shit is shut down. They need to just throw the whole goddamn ball away.
I mean, that's what happened.
Them all was so nice when it first opened.
Yes. But the problem was they put
them. They didn't even ride past there in a bulletproof car.
And that's coming from Bad News Dog from Newport News.
You goddamn right. Shit.
I mean, that they should have known that was the issue too. They put the big ass nice grand mall next to the project.
3-story fucking mall in the goddamn project.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, so so now here comes the foolishness, everybody, with Azriel, Clary, and the family.
Yeah, you want to talk about it? You want me to talk about it?
I'm gonna let you start so I can pull up these artifacts, these videos and whatnot.
Not artifacts. So you guys, Angela Clarey, I recently hopped on IG, hopped on live to address some bloggers and other people that had something to say about his daughter. You guys know this is Azriel Clarey's father. It's like a 30-minute video with him rambling on and basically jumping from subject to subject about his relationship with Tasha K. Apparently, some things must have gotten messy between the two of them, and then at some point they were able to get things back on track. So according to Angelo, him and Tasha K, they have a little sister, big brother relationship. He also tells us about a documentary that will be coming out soon. And the documentary is being produced by none other than his production company that he owns. He states that this documentary will cover the things that Lifetime was unable to cover in their Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Then he rambled on about exposing bloggers and YouTubers that have taken shots at him and his family and blamed him and his wife for what happened between R. Kelly and his daughter. He also kept talking about money and getting to the bag and basically, don't matter what people say about him, he gonna always get to the bag. Ain't nobody gonna be more pulled up than him. Just kind of shit like that. He was stating that people definitely gonna get rich off of this documentary. He then went on to talk about a website that he started called Team Truth, which is supposed to be bringing awareness to teenage girls and young women being exploited by predators, particularly pretty much the R. Kellys of the world. So, and then of course this website was linked to some type of monetary contribution.
Mm-hmm.
So this nigga stated that they were selling all kinds of merch and Team Truth gear. They got hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats. But the gag was someone must have told him when we were watching the video, someone must have told him that they went on the website and they couldn't find none of this shit up here that he was talking about. So Angelo said that this is in front of all the people on this video. He said the website won't finish yet, and the nigga that was supposed to be doing the website didn't know how to get all the products, I guess, put onto the website. And so he was saying the nigga lazy. He been telling him for days to get the stuff put on the website. But here lies the problem for me. So everything that relates to this girl is about money in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Both Angelo, Clary, and Tim Savage, they saw their daughters as nothing but cash cows. Thus, the reason why they let their daughters run out to Chicago with R. Kelly and everywhere else. He wanted to take them. These bitches, I mean, they've been gallivanting all over the entire U.S. of fucking A with R. Kelly. Fuck ass. So instead of Angelo Clary laying low and focusing on his daughter's mental health, since their family reunion, as we all talked about it the last show, Reginald talked about how Azriel Clary, she's now, come home. She's, her and her family, they've been posting pictures online and things like that. So, instead of him focusing on his daughter's, mental health, them trying to get her some help because we already know the girl had mental health issues.
Yes.
Angelo Clary, he decides to go live, post monetized YouTube videos telling us about a fuck ass documentary that's being produced by his production team
and Dr. Shabazz,
whoever the fuck that is. And I don't understand none of this shit. So I'm like, okay, so you up here talking about this documentary, but why don't you explain to us why were you standing? And we didn't talk about this on the last show. Why were you standing right there letting your daughter and Joyce and the Savage fight like two ratchet ass street bitches down to the Trump Towers?
Yes.
And well, then again, your daughter did say she was from Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, I just didn't understand none of this.
And so this where the issue comes because, like, here's the train, people. Hold on for a second.
People get ready.
All right, and we are back, people. The train is shout out to Amtrak. So, but yeah, so this is where the issue lies with them because even last week I kind of had like a little soft spot. I was like, okay, I don't think it was last week or the week before, whenever those weeks were. But I was like, okay, I got a little soft spot. I was like, okay, they're just getting the family back together. So we're thinking that they're going to be different. They're not going to probably be like the Savages. They're probably not going to hustle a reality show on YouTube and go to Party City and do some dumb shit. But here comes Alonzo. What's his name? Alonzo? Angelo, whatever. Clary. And his fuck shit because he talking about throwing surprise parties that Azriel's not supposed to know about, but now she know about it because she'll be all on my live and stuff like that. So we're gonna throw a surprise party. I don't know what type of block party they're throwing in Baltimore or they in Florida down at the Disney World or at the Orlando Mall. And then another thing too was that when they was trying to profit this stuff off the website, so you know me, I like to do a deep investigation. So I'm going to the website from Monique, like, look, I only see a hoodie, I don't see no t-shirts that he's talking about. The dude
Well, he told you the
in the
nigga was
video,
lazy. He had the chance to put up the stuff yet.
the dude in the video talking about, yeah, I like your shirt, I like your hoodie and stuff like that, you know, and I'm gonna call him Alonzo, like, yeah, this or Angelo. He's like, this you know, on the website. Go check this out on the website. And the shit's still not on the website. I'm checking the website as in there. I don't see.
But yet they don't hesitate to ask your ass for a monetary contribution and tell you they need $25.
Exactly. And doing tours too. So now they will tour to your local community center, rec center, your local school, and do seminars about how to not play touch and go with adults and stuff like that. Stuff you should know as an adult. But you, as an adult, let your child go to R. Kelly concert.
Okay. Literally, pretty much, handed your daughter over to him. Let them pull your daughter up on stage.
Right. So we're gonna take advice from you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm good.
With some bullshit.
Yes. So now they are coming out with a documentary, like we kept mentioning. It's gonna be called Presidents, and there's a little snippet that has come out so far of it, and I'm playing a little snippet for you all.
Oh, this since last week.
Yes.
Oh,
So you know they're working overtime in this bullshit. So here's a little snippet of Presidents here.
Rob, our last conversation that I had with him in Chicago, you know, he inspired me and told me, Bear, just do what you want to do, what makes you happy. He told me to continue to pursue my dreams, pursue whatever I want to pursue, and that's really all that I would be able to do.
So don't blame me when the shooting don't stop. When kids are not obeying their parents, or when kids are listening to rap music or R&B music or sexual music that I put out or whatever. Blame the parents.
It's not about what the world thought it was about. It was about me getting relationships with my daughter.
Don't paint no picture. Like, I have not talked to you guys in over a year because I would call you guys 4 or 5 months at a time. So I know, Rob, so to believe something like that, so extreme, so bizarre, so outrageous, I just couldn't even fathom my parents believing something as bizarre as that.
So that's a little snippet of Presidents.
Okay, yeah. So Angelo Clarey, he need his ass fucking whipped because again, this is just foolish. Again, like I said, him and that fucking Tim Savage, they just see their daughters as cash cows. Why are you having your daughter relive all this shit, talk about this fuck shit, instead of, sitting down and really trying to get this girl the help that she really needs?
Yes,
again, nigga, I'm still waiting to understand and know why would you standing around and let your daughter fucking fight that fucking Jocelyn Savage?
Yes. And like you said, this is the time when you're supposed to be there for your daughter. Like, she just got home. Like, it's okay to take a little family picture and put it on Instagram. That was cute with the little denim jeans and the white tee.
Yeah.
But now y'all going to stream by doing this documentary. Like you said, it's going to be like 4 or 5 documentaries, and everybody that's working on the documentary is going to get paid good and stuff like that. But what money, though? What cash checking place you going to rob to provide this money for the funding of the documentary, paying all these people? And Dr. Shabazz, not to be, that person, but a name like Dr. Shabazz don't come no good. That's just from hood talk. We know in the hood, if you know someone named Dr. Shabazz, they're a hustler, a scammer, and they're going to get money any type of way, but then it's going to be a wrong situation, and it's going to get your ass locked up in some type of shit. But anyways, so I'm just...
Yeah, like I said, he was talking about exposing people and getting in people's past and all that. I was like, well, should do FNL need to fucking lawyer up? Because we done said some shit about your goddamn daughter.
Look, and we're going to still say shit. We don't give a fuck at all because, and this is the thing too, so as I'm looking at more and stuff that's coming out since the last time we did the show, and Azriel taking this trip to Vegas, she's on Instagram showing around her suite at the Wynn Hotel in Vegas and stuff like that, and I'm like, so you acting like you never been nowhere because you've been under R. Kelly. You was living at the Trump Tower, so I know you've seen what extravagance looks like, but it's like you're showboating now, and it's like now you're, in a way, it seemed like you're
That
getting.
girl got some serious
It's
issues.
something going on. So she was on Instagram as well, and she commented on someone who asked her, there are some people on Facebook that said the reason why you came back to your parents is because R. Kelly didn't want you anymore, and he only wanted Joycelyn. And he put on her on the jail visitors list, and that you are mad about that, and he told you to go home. I don't believe that one bit. I know that's a lie. You came to the realization and left. So Azriel responded, long story short, I left Robert because he was a liar, and he was lying to Joy. Robert Plant went and what the fuck? Okay, here she go on her illiterate shit. Robert Plant went and okay, she made sense of it now. Robert Plant and when and how he was going to let Joy go. If she was the one, quote in quotations, she wouldn't have went. Okay, there we go again.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
you
have
can
went
stop.
45 months without seeing him. I was the only person he asked to see at visitation every time, not Joy. And the only reason why she is able to see him now is because I left. He didn't care for Joy, and I didn't like that he was using her. And I told him that at my very last visitation to get rid of her if he didn't care. And his very last words were, "We have to feed the tiger before the tiger bites us." Not meaning me, but him.
Yeah, yeah. And
So, y'all,
again, my thing is, if you have escaped all this and you have survived all this would be the last fucking thing that I would want to talk about.
exactly.
Fuck telling my story. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all this, money, fame, fortune, all of that. I want to heal and get my mind back right. If I've been under the influence of this nigga, and I know the shit that I've been through, my main concern, and I know my parents' main concern, would be me trying to get my mind back and me trying to heal from this.
Yes. And that's the other thing too. So again, looking at her social media and stuff like that, it's okay you're out and stuff like that. We're happy that you're out of the
Yeah,
situation.
because she's still young. This
Yeah.
is what I'm saying. That's what young people do.
But then it's like the way you're going about it. So you're on social media, you doing this dance class and stuff like that, and you're doing like these very sexy moves and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, okay, the Andrea Kelly should teach you these choreography moves.
But again, she went back to her parents' house. She ain't got nobody to teach her nothing.
Exactly.
So
And your parents don't seem the brightest at all, too. Like,
no,
if we
because
seeing this happen,
even in that documentary, they let her sister, who wasn't that much older than her, take her to R. Kelly. Remember they talked about in the
yeah,
documentary, and the sister talked about how they tried to lock them in there, and she just left the girl.
yeah.
So, and her parents still, and all that happened, and they still never went to Chicago. So, again, child, please, I hope you make big coins.
Exactly, because this what it seemed like you want to have. Like if your parents would have really loved you like they do,
None of this will be going on.
not at
None
all.
of it.
Like I see if you did one sit down interview with Oprah or Gayle King, whatever. That's cool. One little sit down just to get it out the way. But then at the end of the day, you're gonna need therapy because you've been through some shit. You've seen some shit. Like you said, Joycelyn was sexing on a minor, which was you this whole time or whatever, like that. So you seen some stuff go down.
But then you already had mental health issues prior to coming into that situation,
Exactly. You
because
tried to commit
according to your
suicide more
parents,
than a couple of
yeah,
times.
because according to your parents, right before you met R. Kelly, right before you went to this concert, and there's been conflicting stories about that.
Mm-hmm.
One story I read was one story that your parents gave, or one account was they took you to the concert to get your mind off of that. You were just fresh out the fucking psych ward for trying to commit suicide
Mm-hmm.
over a bad breakup. And then the other story was it was your daddy's birthday. You guys all took this family trip and you guys went to this R. Kelly concert.
Yeah, so it's so many different things because y'all taking a trip, but y'all live in Florida though. So now someone lying on y'all little group. And again, happy that you're home, but it's the way that everything is moving
Girl,
right
yeah, you need to go
now.
somewhere, sit down and rest your mental.
Exactly. So of course, by next week
It'll
there'll
be
be
some
some
more
more
shit.
shit. Cause we just came prepared to talk about the little clip that he did on YouTube, but see all this stuff that done leaked out. And Joycelyn as well, people. So Joycelyn went back to court. I want to say today, in regard to the misdemeanor because of her fighting little Azriel. And Azriel talking about she from Baltimore, but you call the police though. Okay, so She
I
went to
don't know
court.
Baltimore bitches that would have called the police.
Exactly. Baltimore bitches.
And your daddy
Some
was,
feel like it's
and
the
then
80s.
I still can't get over the fact that your daddy was right there.
Exactly.
That's a whole
Probably taping the shit too on
other.
another phone. But anyways, so Joycelyn, her family was outside the courtroom, and it was the mom and the two sisters, probably the dad with the camera phone shooting video footage for the show and everything. But he was like, well, she was getting out the courtroom. The mom was like, I need to talk to you. And the sister was like, he, lying and stuff like that. Like, why are you still supporting him and stuff like that? And Joycelyn just went ahead and went back in the car. And I think if they're trying to get in touch with Joycelyn, they're going about it the wrong way because they're kind of like attacking to get to her. Like when the mom, Azriel's mom and brother went on the stage trying to play, cow
They
away.
got their ass beat.
Exactly. So it's ways around it, but they just went about it the wrong way. So again, Joycelyn, she's the last ring, the last one standing. We hope that she get back to her family, but we hope that they go about it a different way. I hope if y'all listen to the show, I hope y'all don't go the route that the Clarys are going right now, because what they're doing right now is definitely exploiting that girl, and they're not getting her get her mental that she needs to get healed for being for 3 years under this man's control. So hopefully, if she ever decides to roll back in home, y'all you know, don't push everything like the Clarys are doing right now. I'm just saying, even though she's a little older, it's going to take time, or she's going to end up being like the hair braider. So, moving on now.
Well, that ain't no good damn thing.
It's not at all. So the next thing people are going to talk about, speaking of people who need to get their mental check, and this is why we tell y'all people, if you know you need to get a mental check, just decompress, just relax, just take time for yourself. Don't use drugs. Keep yourself surrounded with people, and if you use drugs, at least use the stuff that keep you calm. That's supposed to be medicated by a doctor or whatever, because you're going to end up like this damn Orlando Brown.
A little 3J.
Yeah. So Orlando is out here in these streets because he is saying some crazy things. Now, first off, it all started with him releasing the video last week, with his hair looking like Eddie Kane.
Child, and little Eddie. This Eddie from what was it? That's So Raven. He is out here and he's in these goddamn streets, titties out, assed out with a permanent. And for those of you who don't know what the fuck a permanent is, it's the old school term for a perm. It's what white women get when they want to quote unquote get a perm in their hair. He is out here, titties out, assed out with a whole ass permanent.
Yes, looking like someone's damn auntie and all these. With a damn Chucky shirt on, swinging a damn golf club.
So he has a new video out for his new song titled "Hi, I'm Famous." We got a little bit of that.
Yeah. I am higher than a stargate. If I land, I miss the target. Flyer than Aladdin's carpet. Higher than Aladdin's carpet, yeah. Drop it low, open up like the coupe bro. Bobby Brown diamonds on my neck, call them boo-boo. Who we call my phone like it's me? I say you who? Do you? I'm at the Roosevelt ballin' like a Jew. Yeah, alright, I be going ham. Collard green, gray, Kool-Aid, fried spam. Look me in the eye, you see the pain of a man that's on the 23, but I live my life like a gym. I can reach the top, but it probably won't last though. Way before I started, I was already past go. People in this industry gon' label me an asshole. Long as they know that I'm only protecting my cash flow. I blow money, you want some. You owe money, bitch, I got a long song. Hi, I'm famous. You know what my name is. Money to Uranus, nigga, you can kiss my anus. Niggas talking shit, but they can't this because they ain't this. I just topped off a jet necklace, baby, we in the Caymans.
All right, so first off, cause you in the video, like you said, with his titty out, gut out, got these Hanes boxers on, just lounging in the chair, thighs all out and stuff like that, and then he literally his ass, like literally, like this should be considered nudity and need to be watched by 18 adults on YouTube because he's showing his breasts and his ass. Like that's a damn problem.
Listen, when I saw this video, I was at work. I was in my office. I let out the loudest burst of laughter. I probably have never laughed so loud and so hard in my entire fucking life. So then after this, he's now out here in these streets, and he's saying that him and Nick Cannon were lovers,
Yes.
and Nick
So,
Cannon sucked his dick, and he liked it. And if I'm not mistaken, if I heard him correctly, he said something to the effect of Nick Cannon was dressed like a woman when he did it.
yes. So I got
So
the video for
listen, listen. I don't even think Raven Baxter could predict this shit here.
exactly.
Mom or mom?
All right. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So
Yeah, so I don't even think Raven Baxter could even have predicted this shit here. But Nick Cannon has actually responded.
yes. So first of all, we're gonna play our little video of 3J walking around the Walmart. Cause see, I thought it
Yeah,
was a
I was
Target at
thinking
first.
he walking around in Target or Walmart.
He walking in Walmart. Cause I know those number signs from the in Walmart. Cause you know Walmart got all black signs now. So he was in Walmart because that's more of his spending alley.
And 3J, let me say this to you, my nigga. So we are 23 days in, 23 days into the new year, and nigga, you never cease to amaze me. Because
It's,
we've talked about him before a
yeah,
couple different times,
yeah,
various situations. He's had some issues with domestic violence and his girlfriend.
yes,
He was he's had some drugs, some issues with substance abuse. And
Ye-
then I think one of the last things we talked about, didn't he claim to have been in this relationship with Raven Simone? And we all knew that shit ain't happening because she gay. She
yeah,
like the bitches.
yeah.
Okay.
Talking about he gave her some bop and that. And remember, he was wanted by the bounty hunters and shit. It's been a lot with this young man for the past 4 years, and even then, he was on Dr. Phil, and Dr. Phil couldn't even cure him. So
Yeah.
here he go in the Walmart people talking some shit.
Oh, don't worry about Nick. Nick, okay, look, fine, okay. You want me to tell everybody? You want me to let everybody know what I? Okay, fine. Nick, I let you suck my dick. Okay, fine. I said, I let Nick suck my dick, and and I liked it. It was okay, fine. Nick, you sucked my dick, but everybody knows you did it as a female. But Nick, you sucked my dick. I don't want to say that, Nick been sucking dick. Nick, you know you been sucking dick. Mush mouth motherfucker. You don't want me on while enough. Nick been sucking dick. Nick been, everybody in the world gonna be like, Nick been sucking dick.
All right. So first off, what I'm noticing in the video, I'm like checking teeth because that's the first soul to a crackhead checking their teeth. So I'm checking to see if I see missing teeth in the back or something like that. This really give me, I don't know, we might be showing that age too, because some of y'all that listen to the show may not remember her, but Mariah Campbell, she used to be on In the House. She was in like a lot of the Disney movies, like 17 Again with Tia and Tamara. She was on some other show movies too. But she had a bipolar issue, and she still has a bipolar issue. Her mother even wrote about it in the book. Her mother was a stream art.
BB Campbell.
Yeah, and she used to write books based on her child's life. And we seen Maya in a lot of different shit as a recent. Even when she tried to get her life together, she fell back off the wagon. And we didn't even know if there's a post on her, to be honest with you right now. And
We know there's one on Orlando Brown.
exactly. So Orlando saying that Nick out here sucking dick, and Nick Cannon did come back and respond and said that just like the rest of go ahead.
I have it pulled up.
Okay.
So this was Nick Cannon's response. He said, when I first saw this, I thought it was fucking hilarious. He had some laugh emojis, eggplant emojis. And then he stated, but then after putting a little cognitive effort and analytical thought to the situation, I figured what a great opportunity for a teachable moment. First off, let me say I'm praying for the young brother. Orlando, even though I don't really know him personally, that ain't what he say.
Mhm.
I have always loved and enjoyed his talent and have been a fan of his past work. He was fucking brilliant in Major Pain, and he had us all laughing on That's So Raven. But this is another crucial example of when we allow our young artists to be prematurely exposed by this demonic business and left out to fend for themselves. We need better support systems for our youth and take care of our own. I watch various of this I
I mean,
watch
say me,
various of this
but
young brother's videos, and all I see is a cry out for help. So I don't know if there are any real leaders or solid individuals in this young man's life, but let's embrace him and tighten him up so he doesn't become another lost victim to these Hollywood circumstances. I indeed believe this brother has the God-given talent to be on Wild 'N Out, but this definitely ain't the way to audition. This actually hurts my heart to see what we have allowed Orlando, along with various other young gifted performers we grew up loving, to just dwindle away after these corporations made their billions off them. Now, due to substance abuse and diagnosed psychiatric disorders, our loved ones are now aimlessly begging for the attention they were once given instead of the help they actually need, all while we sit back and just laugh. The most irresponsible parties involved in all of this is our media, specifically the culturally conscious. For us to continue to post slander and tear one another down for clickbait to make these white supremacy propagated propagate I guess propaganded platforms more money is asinine and deplorable. These cannibalistic tactics only destroy us, really. In posts like this, who wins? We might chuckle, joke, pass the gossip on through our low frequency vibrations, but does it truly make you feel good, especially knowing that there are higher powers looking down at you? So I hold at iHeartRadio, at Complex, at WorldStar accountable. So what you think about all of this, Reggie? Do you think he did it? Did Nick suck dick?
this nigga Nick can't put a turban on and want to be Mr. Martin Luther King Jr. Look now, I from my experience looking at Nick Lonely as a child, I only seen Nick Cannon dressed up in a dress one time. That was on All That back in the day when he was like 15, 16 years old. So I'm trying to figure out. I haven't seen him in no Big Mama's house, nothing like that, or if this when he was with Mariah, is this what time frame was Nick sucking dick? I He didn't deny it though. Now he could have just said, "Now y'all know damn I ain't sucking no dick." He could have said that, but he just
He would have blamed it on iHeartRadio and
yeah,
World Star
yeah, us for talking about it. Yeah, we want to talk about it because
because
first,
the shit is funny as fuck.
yes, and if this young man really has problems, where the fuck is his family at? And why are you want to be Mr. Save a Ho? Why are you not saving this man, but you want to save his dick? Okay. So you could have been like, okay, in your little statement, you could have said, okay, well, I'm gonna reach out to him then. I'm gonna be his mentor. I'm gonna be his advisor, whatever you want to call it. Instead of placing blame on everybody because you wear a turban, so now you know about low frequencies and shit. No, the shit is funny, it's entertaining, and we're going to talk about it. Like, it's so much serious shit going around the world right now. We need a laugh, even if it's at the expense of Orlando, who clearly is capable of getting help himself, or he should have people around him that want to get him help, or should be able to lock him down in 5150 or whatever you have. It's not our fault, so we just gonna laugh at it for now. We laughed at Amanda Bynes for throwing the dog out the window and dousing it in gasoline. I will always refer back to that story because that's the wildest shit I ever heard in my life. But
Well, I mean, and this is Orlando Brown does definitely have some mental issues,
yes,
and this is not gonna be the first or the last thing that he does for the year. So
not
I'm gonna just take y'all niggas in there. So get ready. Put them titties out, ass out, and that permanent child. I mean, and some of the things that Nick Cannon was saying, it is right.
Yeah.
Definitely, after, these corporations, Disney and all these other companies have made billions, gazillions off him, they just kind of throw him away to the wayside. He's too old now to be a child star.
Mm-hmm.
Now I heard you make a little reference to Big Mama's House. What you trying to say? Brandon T. Jones was out here sucking dick.
I mean,
Okay.
look now,
But
but the
no,
thing,
but seriously, it is sad. After you can't be a child star anymore, because you guys know Orlando Brown. He was working.
yes,
He was Eddie on That's So Raven. He was 3J
on
on
Family
yeah, he was what 3J on Family Matters.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he play? He was on the Jamie Foxx show. Didn't at one
Yeah,
point in time Jamie Foxx adopted a little brother? He
yeah,
played Jamie Foxx's little brother. He was in Major Pain.
yeah. Like he was on every damn show, every
So
movie, every commercial.
so he was out there getting to the bag. You know
Yes,
what I'm saying? He definitely was working. And then again, life happens. No long nobody wanted nobody long no longer wanted a child star, and unfortunately this is kind of what became of his life. And the crazy part is, if you listen to those songs, he got some bars. He
yeah. I
actually
was
has some
just
bars if he stops rapping in that old silly ass tone. You know what I'm saying? And really perfect and hone in on this craft. He got some bars.
yeah.
But he's just crazy as a bitch.
Yeah, I'm like the flow is really good. Like he can really rap if he want to, but it's
Then
just a
cup
matter
your
of
titties up, keep your drawers on, do something to
yes,
that goddamn hair, and that somebody may be able to take you seriously. And then maybe again, maybe this is just who he's become. We will never know. He crazy as a bitch though.
exactly. Stop showing your ass. So and again, he dropped the bag on a lot of stuff though because he could have been on That's So Raven. Like when That's So Raven cast reunited on The View when Raven was hosted on Coast on The View a few years ago. They reunited on the show and they talked about a reboot and stuff like that. This was like probably 6 years ago.
But by this time, he was acting so crazy, nobody wanted to work with him.
Yeah, so when you start putting yourself like that, and then you start talking about the boss Raven, oh hell no, you're not getting a job now, especially not with no Disney, not with no Raven, not with no production company, nothing. And
Because
then
now they look at you as a liability.
exactly, and for those who remember too, he was on the Proud Family. He was one of the voices on the Proud Family. So the Proud Family's come back for a reboot too. He was working like getting these Disney bags. He could have been on Disney Plus on the reboot of the Proud Family when that comes back as well. Because we know Raven's home right now. That's the new Raven. That's a Raven spinoff which is on right now. And then
Yes, and I'm telling
Family.
you that if don't nobody else watch it, my son watches it, and I'm saying, listen, my DVR is full of Raven's home. It's probably on right now.
So yeah, you could have been to a new audience, introduced to a new audience, and still getting these Disney bags, but you just fucked it up by running your mouth. So again, we shall see what comes of him. In this year alone, because like you said, we're only 23 days in. Here you go with the fuck shit. So we shall see what happens, and that's 2 events in 2 weeks. So moving on now to some relationship news now. So Rihanna, everybody who has yet to, a lot of y'all are very hurt. Y'all out here calling Rihanna a liar. Y'all said y'all don't but trust in her anymore. She playing she playing all of us in the face right now by coming up with more makeup, but not making the knowledge to the album that she said was going to be coming out in 2019. Y'all waited up till midnight on December 31st to no album, to no avail. And so this month will be officially, 4 years since Rihanna released her last album, which is Anti. So she's being anti-music right now, and she's still doing the makeup and everything like that. Well, now it looks like she may have some time on her hand because she allegedly has broken up with her billionaire boyfriend, Hassan Jamil. So sources are saying that the couple have gone their separate ways because they were not a good match. Their lives were too different, and it was hard to maintain a relationship. He's a billionaire guy out there in Saudi. He's 31 years. I think he's 31, something like that. But he's pretty much in the same age bracket as her, and they've been dating only since June 2017. She moved over to London for him, and the last time they were seen on vacation was like June 2019. There was the memes that were going around with them when Rihanna was pointing her finger. You know, they might have been having a little disagreement or something like that. But this came back to, you know, the whole situation with Janet Jackson. Because remember, Janet married that dude over in Saudi, another billionaire. And we saw how Janet got turned out real quick. You know, she started speaking in Muslim. She started wearing all hammer pants and all black
covered
everything.
up from head to toe. She
Yes.
did her concerts, her shows, all covered up. I'm barely showing any skin.
Exactly. Not doing
Drinking
the sexy
Thursday.
songs no more.
Yeah, so I mean, but you know, sometimes that's just how it be. You know, things don't work out. People go their separate ways. But like you said, you know, her fans are very upset about this. You know, because like you said, everybody woke up. Everybody waited up to December 31st, thinking she was gonna drop her album, and it did not happen. So hopefully, the Riri stands, you guys will get that album that you guys have so long anticipated. And I think isn't it supposed to be called R9?
That's just like the 10th of the title because it's supposed to be her ninth album. But at this point, Rihanna probably just don't. She might fuck with music now that she's going through a breakup. So now she might want to, you know, put some heat in there. But it's gonna be a reggae album. She's doing a reggae album, and then she's doing just a regular old pop album for the, you know, the rest of the world.
But replay, goddamn it, do something because
yes,
your stands is looking, they searching high and low.
yes, calling you a liar. I felt that.
You don't want. You don't want to keep disappointing them.
Exactly. When those fans said you're a liar and they don't trust you, that hurt my spirit. I was like, shit, I feel like you're talking to me, damn it. But so we shall see what happens in 2024 Rihanna, but she did just drop her.
Goddamn good, but all right. You know, I'm like Mimi Leaks. Personally, I listen to it on the iPod.
All right. So speaking of music, so Timbaland to the 757. He's one of the legendary producers of all time. There's a special I gotta watch it on Netflix too. I can't think of the name of it. It's hip hop something, but it's on Netflix, and it's basically
the evolution of hip hop.
Yeah, and it's basically talking about like different producers and different moments in hip hop. And the one episode, I think it's episode 4, talks about Missy, Timbaland, Pharrell, Chad, and just their evolution of them producing in hip hop and where they came from in their era and to everything they pretty much laid the foundation for nowadays. Because you listen to Timbaland's music from even when he did it with Aaliyah, listen to Try Again. That's timeless as fuck. Like that still sounds like a song that could be coming out today.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be huge. 1 in a million. Everyone's on that type of vibe now. That could be out today and be a big hit. But he's going through some personal stuff himself. So he's for years. I remember he did an interview on the Breakfast Club, probably like 2010, I want to say, when Jay-Z was coming out with his one of his albums, and Tim was like, a lot of people that was close to him stopped fucking with him because he was going through some drug stuff, and he was, you know, basically big-headed. You know, he got the little white coin real quick with Justin Timberlake and Nelly Furtado and just got all about black people for a moment. So he had to come back down to earth and realize that, look, I had to, you know, reevaluate myself because I was starting to lose my friends like Jay-Z, like Missy, and then his big break coming back on after a little couple of years hiatus was on Empire when he became the music supervisor on that show. So
he's out here looking hella good these days, ladies, especially you hoes out here in this goddamn Tidewater area. But like I said, you know, he's dropped 130 pounds now.
Yes.
And this kind of comes off the back of him learning that he was pre-diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So he told Men's Health magazine that he pretty much had a death dream. And he said, did you read this?
Mm-hmm.
He said he saw himself with a white face. Now listen, I'm going to need Phaedra and old Willie Watkins to come on and come through, honey, and beat that face to the gods with that old funeral home makeup because you can't be looking white. We can't have you out here about to go and caught up in a rapture.
Oh,
the L'Oreal Perfect Match number 45 on.
Yes,
but
no,
anyway, yeah. But Timbaland stated that he packed on the pounds due to unhealthy eating habits and a very bad and dangerous addiction to painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
He stated that he had become addicted to oxys and Percocets after having had a root canal some years ago. Now, listen, I don't know if Dr. Love, Doc McStuffins, or Dr. Heavenly perform this root canal. But last time I checked, I thought it was illegal to be prescribing all these narcotics all at the same goddamn time.
Exactly.
But listen, I guess that's why I have SW behind my name and not MG. SW stands for social worker. But he states that there were other issues as well. He went through a messy divorce, as well as an IRS audit and investigation. People, you got to pay your taxes. You got to file your taxes and pay them.
Yes.
He states that also contributed to his addiction. He stated that the pills pretty much helped him mask the pain that he felt. He stated the pills made him feel carefree, and they also made him feel great. He stated that he would just walk around pretty much just popping pills, yeah, he stated at his heaviest, he weighed 350 pounds. He stated that he straightened out his divorce. He downsized and moved to a condo out in Miami. So I guess you bitches out in Tidewater can't snag his ass up now. But at any rate, he stated that after he got those things back on the right track, he began to focus on his health, living a healthier lifestyle, and he began a daily workout regimen. And he's definitely winning now. So what you think about all this, Reggie?
This reminds me of when, like, again, we're running back to 2006. Remember, that's when Tim first was on his weight loss fitness shit. Like, he had like the big muscles and everything like that. And everybody in the streets was saying, look, it's Tim. Because this one, Busta Rhymes was getting real thick too. So, like, it's Busta Rhymes, Timbaland, and who else was out there in these streets? Dr. Dre. Like, all y'all on the steroid style or something like that? Because all y'all look real muscular. Y'all real diesel and shit. So it's good to see him come back now at his age because of the fact that I think he's 47 now.
I think he is 47. I mean, he's looking really, really good.
Yeah, and like he's doing it the right way. He's not, he's working out. Like on his social media, on his Instagram page at Timbaland, every week he's doing like a different beat challenge and stuff like that. He's doing different beats and doing different remixes and stuff like that. So he's still in his bag. One of my favorite, like, I know you talk about Mariah, but she did a song Mariah's last album called 8th Grade, and that beat is like real dope too. Like he's back in his, like, he goes from the R&B bag to the hip hop to the pop. Like he does everything. So he's.
I love Mariah. I just don't want to see her perform 8th Grade live. I mean,
you don't want to see the Vision of Love with one of the Tiffany Hawkins.
I'm pretty sure 8th Grade is a nice song. I'm pretty sure the beat is dope. I'm just saying I don't want to see her performing live.
Well, Tiffany can do the tribute.
Okay.
Since she sounded like Mariah Carey hit that note in Emotions. Or
they are Kelly fall out of seat.
But it's good to see Tim out here again because looking at Tim and Missy, they've been around for 25 plus years. Since in the basement with Devontae from Jodeci, when he had this little record label and production company back in the day. So Missy out here looking real flawless. Like she looks younger than she did when she first came out. So she's aging backwards. Talk about Benjamin Buttons, and Tim looking good out here too. So shout out to them, Missy and Tim. And again, they doing big things on the radio right now. Missy's single Drip Demeanor is still doing big things on radio right now. So they doing real good. So shout out to them. Clap, bravo to the 7571.
Yeah, no, where's Magoo? Ain't this your cousin or something? Your first
He's doing real estate.
Okay. So we do still have a pulse on her.
Yeah, he was at Something in the Water last year.
Okay, because the last time I heard from him, he was crying about the crowd throwing ice at him while he was performing. It was either the Afrin Fest or the 103 Jazz Fest.
Oh,
but God. He was up there talking about the ice could have put his eye out. I was like, okay. As long as your family is doing well, that's all that matters. Because y'all related, right?
Yes, that's my dad's cousin.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I forgot all about that. Oh God.
The bird, the bird. Okay.
Look, one day we're gonna do like a whole music situation for y'all because y'all young kids, y'all gotta get up.
Y'all know what I talked about cousin last night. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, getting my notes together for the show. She's like, "What are you gonna be talking about? Nothing that you know about."
Oh goodness. But moving to another story though. So Martin Lawrence is winning right now too because Martin Lawrence is another person who's been through some crazy shit too. He used to run out and big ass sweatshirts and jogging suits and running through the streets of LA in 90-degree weather, passing out in the highway shit.
Yeah, like did he run down hollering and screaming one time down the
Yes,
street or something? Yeah,
yes,
he been through a lot.
he has.
Oh, Marty Ma.
Yes, but Bad Boys for Life just came out in theaters last weekend, and it's number one at the box office. It did like 68 million first weekend, him and Will Smith. So 17 years after the last sequel came out, they definitely winning. So that's definitely good for the both of them. But of course, they've been on the promotional trail lately. So Martin was asked in a GQ interview about the past situation with Tisha Campbell. We've got to take the Martin out because she's not Tisha Campbell Martin anymore because Dwayne Martin, y'all know his bullshit. So basically in the interview, they asked him about the whole situation with Martin's show ending and the lawsuit from back in the day. Now, if y'all don't remember, y'all too young for this, but Tisha Campbell alleged that Martin was sexually harassing her on the set, and they were having different arguments and stuff like that. And that's why in the last season, like the last probably 4 episodes of the last,
you
they
always saw them.
they weren't together at all.
You saw them separately. It was always like either she would be at home in the apartment and he was out of town working, or vice versa. He would be at home in the apartment and she would be out of town working, and and then they were trying to come together, and then they would just miss each other.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so in 1997, Tisha Campbell, she filed a suit. She claimed she experienced excessive physical and emotional abuse from Martin Lawrence, included repeated and escalating sexual harassment, sexual battery, and violent threats. And then, of course, Martin Lawrence, he denied all of these allegations. Now, then I remember, like, one of the things, like, the last, I think, she stated that he, like, called her a bitch and all this other stuff. You know, that was during that time. That was when bitch, like, you know, bitch was really, really offensive.
Yeah.
When you call someone a bitch, it was really offensive.
Yeah.
So, you know, but of course, like I just stated, he denied those allegations. And so he was telling GQ magazine that basically a lot of people just thought that the show got canceled, but he stated that he just decided to walk away. He just decided to go ahead and end things when she brought that suit out. So supposedly, you know, the story was that he had always been in love with her. They had messed around. He caught feelings. She did not. You know, and then he became very upset when she became engaged to Dwayne Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they stated that he used to tell her often, you know, your nigga is soft, he weak, he pussy, or whatever. So, you know, just kind of one thing led to another. And she brought this suit against him. He denied everything, and he just kind of decided to walk away. And he told GQ magazine that he pretty much was just not going to discuss it. He was not going to talk about something that just absolutely did not happen. He stated that he has seen, you know, Tisha Campbell here and there a couple times. It's been nothing but love between the two of them. He has nothing but love for her and always will. So, you know, it ended on a high note. And then I'm not sure, it was recently, I can't remember how long ago, Tisha Campbell was on The Talk.
It was like
was it last week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so she was stating, I know it was very recent, she was stating basically due to some confidentiality things that she signed, and there was a gag order put out there, she could not discuss it, but just know that they are good friends. They reunited last year. It was her, Martin Lawrence, and Tashina Arnold. They had lunch, they caught up, and there was nothing but, you know, shits and giggles, and everything is all good between them. So
yes, and that's the thing too that I really was like to see too, because like Tisha said this in her uncensored episode too, how it was the death of Tommy Ford
they kind of brought them all together. Yeah,
because it was for so long. Like I was like, damn, can we just get like one Martin like reference of one time something with all of them just together when Tommy was still alive? And because of the elephant in the room, they were never in the same room. They never appeared on TV together after that. So it was just a lot that for us fans of the show were wondering, like, okay, can we?
Are we going to get a reboot? Are we
not a reboot? If it's just like a one-time episode or something like that, or a movie, if you will. So now, Martin was on Sway in the Morning, and he said that even though Tisha came up with a good idea, Tisha and Tashina came up with a good idea of how Martin's show should continue if it was to ever get a reboot. He said that again, it just won't be the same without Tommy Ford. So
it won't.
Yeah.
I believe that it won't. Some things, just may be best, just kind of left the way the way they were, because it definitely would not be the same without Tommy.
Yeah, because I remember too, him and Carl Payne weren't on the best good terms too, him and Martin. So, it maybe they got buried things under the hatchet too, but it would be cool if not even just like a show within the show, like they did like a show within the show on Insecure or something like that, or a sketch or something. That would be cool. So,
and speaking of Insecure, that's going to be returning in April.
Yes, people. So make sure you get your HBO subscriptions together, get your free trials in order,
at least get
your
Fire
email
stick.
addresses together.
Yeah, I'm not going to do all that shit, but I do have a Fire stick.
Look, we got to support the entrepreneurs out here. So
then I support Issa Rae on the Fire stick, and I'm going to go pay to see the photograph. At least I think I am.
Look, and she got the Photograph coming out, and then she got another movie that's coming out too that looked real funny. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it was her and the Indian dude.
Okay, and this is why she has taken so much time away from
Insecure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's doing her thing. She's out there getting to the bag, honey. That's
exactly.
Yeah.
So shout out to her, and so now moving on to our Real Housewives of Atlanta update. So it is the mid-season trailer that's come out, and because of the Grammys and the Super Bowl, Real Housewives of Atlanta will not be on next week or the week after that. So it returns, I think, February 9th, I want to say it is.
I believe so. And
let's check our calendar so we won't give y'all the wrong date, because February 9th, everybody. I was right. So February 9th on Sunday, that's when Real Housewives of Atlanta return. I want to say that's when 90 Day, I think that might be on the break too because of the events that's going on. So we're going to double check those dates for you all too. But Real Housewives of Atlanta is in this mid-season, and the trailer premiered on the internet and via the last episode at the end.
Yeah,
we saw a lot of stuff that's going to be happening this season coming up.
Yeah, so still to come. It looks like the ladies, they are going to be spending some time in Greece. Also Candy and Tar, it looks like they're going to be having a little love spat because Candy wants to go and get to the bag, and so she tells Todd that she wants to focus more on her acting, and there may be a couple of nude scenes. Portia, it looks like she definitely wants to jump into planning the wedding so she can go ahead and jump that broom. But it seems like Mr. Dennis Dickham Down, Hot Dog King, honey, he's somewhat apprehensive about moving forward with the marriage until they revisit the whole prenup situation. And if any of you all watch the what was it, the baby special, the pregnancy special, that was a very I guess I can say point of contention for them. That was a very hard place for them. So this whole prenup situation looks like they're going to revisit that again. Kenya, it looks like Kenya is back up to her sneaky ass, messy ass ways, and I'm all here for it, honey. It looks like she invited the cookie lady, and you guys know, if you have watched the last 2 episodes, when she was coming for Tanya Sams and her whole situation with Paul and this cookie lady. So it looks like she's going to invite the cookie lady to a lunch with the girls, and Tanya Sams is going to be at the lunch. So you guys know that the cookie lady, she alleged that Tanya's fiance Paul was pushing up on her and trying to get her cookies, and not the ones that she be selling in that goddamn store. So, again, we talked about the Greece trip. We all have heard about this whole Greece trip all summer long. It looks like Nene and Kenya, they're going to be having a verbal altercation and what looks like a possible physical altercation. Now, let me tell you something, Lanithia Leaks. Let me just say this to you, big sis. If you had ever thought for 1 millisecond that you were going to hawk up something in your mouth and let it come out of your mouth and fly across the room to hit me, bitch, to this day, you would still be on the ventilator, on a trach machine, And let me tell your ass, Greg wouldn't be the only motherfucker walking around with no shit bag on him.
Picking up them doggy dentures off the ground.
Yes, you would have had a whole ass feeding tube running down your goddamn throat and through your goddamn stomach. I just don't understand. What the fuck is your problem, girl?
Exactly.
And
Did you not
so,
see I Love New York? I mean, not Love New York, but Flavor of Love.
what's the girl name? When she spit,
New York and Pumpkin.
yeah, no ma'am, no ma'am.
You
So
just fucking spit on me.
yeah. And so that's just like the lowest form of disrespect.
Yes.
And so, but and then it also, and I forgot to mention, it also looks like I guess Cynthia and Nene, it looks like they're gonna try to make some type of some type of repair to their relationship. But let's just touch on Snakegate in these audio recordings real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
While we have all been playing a nasty game of Blues Clues and Murder Mystery, trying to decipher who the snake is, or as Quad said, the serpent, and she was giving her best Barbara Waters realness, I'm not sure what the fuck is the big damn deal or the purpose behind this bullshit. We've all heard Cynthia say 1,000,001 times before. She told this shit to anyone that would listen, that her friendship with Nene was toxic as fuck. And as long as she kissed Nene's ass and adhered to all the terms and the conditions of the friend contract, things were all good between them until it wasn't. And I just kind of feel like if that's how Cynthia feels, then that's just how the fuck she feels, and she's entitled to feel the way, especially if it's true. Yes. And so, and according to Giovanna, that bitch from Clock Atlanta, or Clock University, or Clock Atlanta, whatever, Nene. According to Yvonne, Nene was the goddamn snake the entire time. According to Yvonne, there was never any damn recordings, videos, audios, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Nene made the whole thing up. Now, I have been watching, you guys know everybody, and that's kind of one reason why we really don't review like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine. Everybody's reviewing the shows, and now you have the cast members reviewing the show.
Yeah,
like when Married to Medicine was on, Dr. Heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
She did her own review of the show. So did Mariah. Then there was I guess sometimes like Heavenly and Jackie reviewing it together. Now Nene does a review called The Life of Nene, and now Candy's reviewing the show. So again, I have watched a couple little episodes or videos of The Life of Nene. And so she states that she did have a conversation with Giovanna. You guys know Giovanna was on Sister Circle, and they were asking her about these tapes and Snakegate and the audio recordings or whatever. And so now, according to Nene, she's not going to do what everybody wants her to do, which is have some type of major problem, have some type of fallout with Giovanna. She said the day she addressed it, she wasn't going to get into, what was said between the two of them, the dialogue that was exchanged between the two of them. She just stated that she addressed it and they're all good. They're they're in a great place. They're in a great space. I just what you think about Snakegate? Because you and I at first had our own type of theory about who the snake was. We thought it was Tanya. To be honest, I honestly, and I kind of had Reggie believing it because, like I said, we all been playing a mean game of Blues Clues, Murder Mystery, Knives Out, trying to figure out, who the snake was. And I believed it was Tanya because it was every time they discussed it, she was never anywhere around. Two, Portia had kind of put up a video not too long ago where she was stating, you guys would never in a million years guess who the snake is. It's definitely not Giovanna, but it's not it's the person that you would least expect. So again, I'm thinking it's Tanya. And then to see how her and Nene have been so chummy, because remember the way Nene treated her last year. She came on as a friend. She came on the show as a friend of Nene's, and the way Nene treated her with that whole when they went to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Then when they were at the reunion, how she said she could take a peach and stick it up her pussy. So I felt like, okay, well, to kind of get back in her good graces, it was like, girl, I got some tea. Let me hand you this recording, this audio, whatever it was. But
Yeah.
apparently there was never an audio to begin with. And so now, as of recent, and again, you're gonna see they showed it in the mid-season trailer. Looks like Nene is friends with Wendy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear Wendy Williams telling Nene, you need to serve these girls with love, life, and just focus on being friends with them. Getting back to a place you once were with them.
Yeah.
And so, but now it looks like her and Wendy Williams. Nene was upset, and Wendy Williams, I don't know if the bitch was high or what the fuck she was, but she had revealed on her show. She stated that she went to take a bathroom break. Bitch, you ain't go to pee. Your ass went to go snort. And she stated, in the middle of her taking her break, she came back and stated that she got a text from Nene stating that she was going to be quitting Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nene was, of course, very much taken back by that because, again, that's, you putting her out on blast. She hadn't tried to talk to the people down at the Bravo station. She hadn't talked to our sister Andy Cohen, Andrea Cohen, about none of this. And so Nene states, it was not okay with her that her friend Wendy Williams shared their private conversation. She stated that private conversation should be left in private. What are girlfriends for if you can't vent to them on those type of days? So, like I said, I believe Wendy ass was high. The bitch was, farting and shit the other day on camera. The bitch farting out cocaine. Girl, what is wrong with you?
Y'all know I love Aunt Wendy. But no, here's the thing though. There are certain friends though you should know you're not supposed to tell information to. Like I know there are certain friends of mine who I know will I know they're friends of mine.
What you live by, Coal Mine Reggie? Goddamn Amtrak ain't picking up that many goddamn people.
That was the Norfolk Southern. Shout out to y'all.
Okay, but what did they do again? I used to date me an old train conductor a long time ago. But go ahead.
But my point is, there are certain friends you're not supposed to tell information to because if they have a big mouth, you're not supposed to tell stuff to. Like there's certain friends I know when I go through something, I know I'm not going to tell this friend because I know they might talk or something like that, and they know I do a show, so they're like, well, Reggie, I know you bring it up here, so I'm not going to tell you what's going on right now. So it's like that line of, you got to confide in a friend and just be like, look, but don't say this on air, though. You got to give that disclaimer, though. Like,
text that to a bitch, they do nothing but snort lines and get high as Cooter Brown every goddamn day and drunk as a bitch. Why would you tell her that? Why would you text her that of all people?
Oh, my goodness.
Bitch, you had a better chance of just texting Cynthia.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's going on right now. And again, and it kind of is like, okay, but is this like a setup though? Because we kind of seen it before. And then another thing too is with Nene, because she hasn't been as active on the show, even though she's the main person holding the peach. She hasn't been as active on the show because from the suspensions that she said didn't happen, but the shows don't lie.
Yeah, and then they're stating that nobody wants to, wants to film with her.
Yeah, so it's a lot, but we'll definitely see what goes down in this next mid-season. I hope that's not spit coming out her mouth. I hope that's a piece of Starburst that fell out her mouth or something. I hope she's not. Hope her doggy dentures like Mama D came out the bottom of her row. And that's the thing with Nene. Nene is the only person who, when she talk, her bottom row of her teeth show, but not her top row. It's like when you see her talk, she talk more with her bottom teeth than her top row teeth. Them doggy dentures.
Yeah, I was looking when I was watching For the Life of Nene or The Life of Nene. I noticed that too. And she took Sheree's advice years ago and got the rest of them put in. But at any rate, I don't know how do you guys, and you guys can tell us, how do you all feel about Real Housewives thus far? I feel like it's been boring as a bitch. Like,
Yeah.
last week's episode was boring. They keep giving us these filler episodes, and even that whole scene down in Tamalo's room, that won't shit.
Yeah. So we definitely will see what happens.
I don't know. You think they're gonna get picked up for a 13th season? Do you think it's run its course?
Of course, they going to get picked up. Who was I talking about? What were we talking, me and you, about a show that ran its course? What show did we talk about was running its course? Was Love and Hip Hop or something? Was some show?
It was Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like
especially
some of the shows,
especially that New York one. I was not interested Monday night in seeing Erica Mena with her doggy dentures as well.
Yeah.
Safari. I had not interested in that. Right before the show started, I did kind of see clips. I have the TV on VH1. I just have the volume down.
Mm-hmm.
And so
big mink coat running around on a motorcycle with some pink rims.
Well, Love and Hip Hop Miami was on. Oh, and so I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to it now. What is it, Black Ink? But you know, our show starts at 9:00.
Yeah,
I'm probably just gonna have to watch it after this show.
Yeah,
but yeah. So again, you guys, let us know what you think about Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think that it is, like you said, it probably will get picked up for a 13th season, but we'll see. And you guys, and probably by the summertime, we'll know who's going to be returning. The rumors, will be out about who's returning, who's not returning.
Yeah.
I know you guys may hate me, but I think Phaedra needs to come on back.
Phaedra, the shade queen herself, she needs to.
I know Candy, she said that you and Todd was trying to date rape Portia and all that bullshit. But listen, I don't think the show has been the same without her.
Exactly. We need some Southern Belle. We need the Jesus Help It.
Yes, we
need all that. We need the shade.
Listen, the shade, the Reese,
all that.
Honey, that time when she with Portia, and this was like I can't remember. This was like Phaedra's, like, I don't know if this was her second season on the show, but Portia, this was before her and Portia became really, really close. And Portia, I see you treat, I guess it's a new freaking fracking town. Portia ain't saying your name.
Yes.
But I never forget, this was one of my favorite episodes. And this was before her and Portia became close. And Portia said something dumb as hell. And Phaedra was Erica Feshler, and then she was like, listen, everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be a lawyer. The world has to have some fools running around.
Oh, God.
She said, what makes the world go round is some stupid people in the world. I hollered. And she made this serious. Listen, everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't be a lawyer. What makes the world go round is fools and idiots. I hollered.
Yes, bring Phaedra back season 13, even if it's just because I want to see the shit with Apollo. I want to see the shit with the kids. Like, just bring Portia back, even if it's
got Apollo meeting you and the kids at Dennis.
Yeah,
you got to pick the kids up at Dennis. We want to see all of that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like I said, I know, bitch, that she told the people, Carlos King got her to tell Portia dumbass that y'all was go give her some ecstasy and date rape her and shit down in the dungeon. Listen, I know, Candy, you said you weren't gonna come back. If she come back, the show ain't been the same without her.
Right. Just call it what it is. So, and it's been pulling numbers too. The show's still been getting a lot of good numbers every week. So, of course, it's gonna come back, but we just need that spice again to come back on the show. That's Portia. Phaedra, or Phaedra as y'all call her. So. Now, we're moving on to the and just to reference you all too, so 90 Day Fiance does come on this Sunday at the same time as the Grammy, so we have to flip back and forth.
Yeah.
And then also it's going to be off Super Bowl Sunday and return back on February 9th as well. So, speaking of the Grammy, so y'all know it's one of my favorite time of the year because I love all things music and I love all things technical music and things behind the scenes with music, the writing, production, all that good stuff. So this is like the one time of the year for everybody in music to come together, expect the unexpected and all that good stuff. Well, they definitely expected some unexpected stuff happening this time around because the Grammy president, the Recording Academy president, who was just pretty much came to president this year, her name is Deborah Dugan, and she spoke out for the first time this morning about since filing the lawsuit against the Recording Academy and filing a suit with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which, you know, when you file do an application, that little checkbox you check on the bottom of the interview or the application, you know, really don't take that for granted, but it really be helping people out in their situations. Because look, she filed the whole suit and, you know, filed it with the Equal Employment Commission. So basically what happens is she's alleging that there's some sexual misconduct that's been going on with the recording staff. There's some people in the academy who's one guy in particular who's been sexually harassing her. She's saying that people are faking votes, and because of relationships with certain people in the academy, that songs that shouldn't be nominated in the big categories are being nominated. She's saying some people who are supposed to be like Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey, to her name, only had 5 Grammys, and the 2 was when she won for her first album for Best New Artist in 1990, won for Best New Artist and something for Vision of Love, and then she didn't win another 3 Grammys again until 2006 when the Emancipation of Mimi was big. And she was nominated for like big awards like One Sweet Day, which you would think she would have gotten an award for that, but she didn't get no type of awards ever since. They're saying there's some type of vendetta against her, a vendetta against Kanye.
And that was Sweet Day. Won't that with Boys? That was a song with Boys the Men.
Yeah.
And you know, white folks love some Boys the Men. Huh?
Exactly. Like, I had to go back and think too. I was like, you know what? Boys the Men had a lot of hits on the charts and broke a lot of records too. I'm like, for some dudes from Philly, the white people sure love the fuck out of them.
Yeah, the white folks love some Boys the Men.
Exactly. Even to this day, out in Vegas and stuff. So she was basically saying that, you know, there's a lot of fuck shit going on behind the Recording Academy, and it's time to bring the shit to light. So now it's giving people the side eye about the Grammys, because, like, well, we've been through this all along. When we saw certain things happen, like when, even though Lemonade is my favorite Beyonce album, but it did, you know, people were saying, you know, Beyonce should have won over Adele, but Adele won, and even Adele said Beyonce should have won. When the self-titled Beyonce album came out in 2013, when she, you know, broke the internet with that and broke all types of records and stuff like that, and people were like, that should have won Album of the Year, but it ended up going to Beck. And it's a lot of artists who are in those categories who end up being nominated, like rappers and stuff like that, or R&B artists, but they never take home the big prize because there's this type of relationship with some of the Academy members where they're like fluctuating the votes and stuff like that and bringing nominees on that should not be nominated, that didn't get enough votes to be nominated in the first place. So that's all has come to light. So now, again, it's making the show look kind of crazy right now, but we're going to see what happens on Sunday's show.
Yeah, and this is the 62nd annual Grammy Awards that is set to air this coming Sunday, and it'll air on CBS. And it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Alicia Keys, she will be hosting the Grammys this year. And so, you want to talk about some of the predictions?
Yeah, so we got the list of nominees for y'all, and we're going to give our predictions to see who's going to be taking home some awards, everybody. So, Best R&B Performance, the nominees are Brandy and Daniel Caesar with Love Again, Her and Bryson Tiller with Could Have Been, Lizzo featuring Gucci Mane with Exactly How I Feel, Lucky Day with Rosa Mo, and Anderson .Paak and Andre 3000 with Come Home.
I am going to predict. I'm going to predict. Maybe Brandy and Daniel Caesar.
That I would like that too, because Brandy only Grammy to her name is with Monica with The Boy's Mom. That's the only Grammy they've ever had. So the C, it's been 21 years since she's been nominated for a Grammy or even, you know, won a Grammy. It would be cool to see her win, even though she's been a little loopy too, and she still got me blocked on Twitter. But it would be cool to see Brandy take home an award. Then they also might give it to her because the Grammys love her.
Yeah,
so,
the white folks love her.
Yeah, so they might go to her. Best Rap Album, Dreamville, Revenge of the Dreamers 3, Meek Mill with Championships, 21 Savage with I Am, I Was, Tyler the Creator with Igor, and YB and Corday with The Lost Boy.
Tyler the Creator, probably.
Yeah, because he's a little different. And this album's
Yeah.
actually good, though. I did like his album. Part of me would be cool to see a Meek Mill one, because he definitely has been through a lot of shit to get ready
Yeah, but you know,
they love Tyler love white boys, so they might love him. So
yeah, that's to say when you look at who is closer to them than us, it's Tyler the Creator.
Yes. Best new artist, you have Black Pumas, Lil Nas X, Lizzo, Maggie Rogers, Yola, Billie Eilish, Rosalia, and Tank and the Bangers.
Let me say this: Lizzo has had a phenomenal year last year, but it's probably gonna go to that Billie Eilish, whatever.
Yeah, Billie
Eilish.
Eilish.
Yeah. Now let me say that, you know, he, she, they. I don't know what that is. I understand that he is 18 years old. It's the youngest nominee in Grammy history to be nominated in all 4 major categories.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like, you know, Lil Nas X and Taylor Swift and Lizzo, they're going to have some competition. But I think in this particular category, it's probably going to be Billie Eilish. What you think?
I'm thinking it might be her, or it might be white people loving Lizzo now too.
Yeah,
so it might be.
It's going to be between the two of them, but I think it's going to be Billie.
Now, I will say I love Yola, because Yola, she's black and she's from England, but she's like a country singer. So she's really dope. But Tank and the Bangers, they're from New Orleans. So I've been heard about them for like a long time, but they're super dope too. To see them finally get some recognition, that's really cool. So it would be cool if they were to get it, but it'll be Lizzo or Billie Eilish in that running there. Song of the year, you have Billie Eilish with Bad Guy, her with Hard Place, Taylor Swift with Lover, Lana Del Rey with Norman fucking Rockwell, Lizzo with Truth Hurts, Lady Gaga, Always Remember Us This Way, and Tanya Tucker, Bring Me My Flowers Now. You know, it's probably white, but
this is a hard one, but I'm going to say Lizzo, because everybody loves Truth Hurts.
Yeah, and that's a 3-year-old song topping the charts like how it did. So we shall see. Record of the year, Her, Hard Place, Lil Nas X and Billy Ray Cyrus for Old Town Road, Bon Iver with Hey Ma, Billie Eilish with Bad Guy, Khalid with Talk, Post Malone and Sway Lee with Sunflower, Lizzo with Truth Hurts, and Ariana Grande with 7 Rings.
I don't like Post Malone, but I think it may be Post Malone. Let me tell you why I know it's not gonna be Lil Nas X, because he got all his recognition, he got all his clout, he got all his awards last year.
I'm thinking record of the year.
And he really, I don't know. I think he a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, even though Panini was a top 5
it
hit,
was okay,
but it's like we haven't had anything since then.
Yeah, it didn't really do what Old Town Road did.
Yeah, so we shall see.
And I don't know how paninis could be meanies. The last paninis I know was panini sandwiches. And it don't take much nowadays to rap.
It don't.
So
I know it's not to be.
I do believe he got he got everything he was gonna get last year.
Yeah, I know it's not gonna be Ariana Grande, because last year the producers of the show didn't even want her to perform 7 Rings, and that's why she boycotted the show and didn't come to the show at all last year. But she ended up winning her first Grammy last year. So, I'm thinking either toss up between, they might give it to Lil Nas because of the record, and then they might give it to Lizzo. So it's a toss up there. Album of the year, Ariana Grande, Thank You Next, Lizzo, Cause I Love You, Lil Nas at 7, Her, What I Used to Know Her, Billie Eilish, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go, Bon Iver with I, and Lana Del Rey with Norman fucking Rockwell.
I think it's gonna be Billie.
Yeah, it might be her. Because you're talking about album of the year, people, but then, and here's the thing with the Grammys too. People got to realize that it's people amongst the industry, like the Academy picked the nominees, and people who in the Academy too, as far as producers, songwriters, musicians, everybody. You can submit nominations and you can pick who should be nominated and stuff like that. And of course, the system behind that we know now. are picking things and picking and choosing who they want to be, even though the votes have been counted and tallied. So when it comes to the Grammys, people will have to, vote, but again, anything could change. It's like the damn election. So I'm thinking now that all this new stuff have come to light as far as the mistreatment and things that have been happening behind the scenes with the Grammys and the Academy, they might. I think her should have won last year for her. I used to know her is good. It might go to her. They might flip it and go with Lana Del Rey because she's one of those very emotional, emotive people who like talk, who sings real dead, but she's like talks to your emo spirit. So they might give it to her. We shall see.
Now, black folks don't have no emo spirit, do we?
They got Juice WRLD and SS Tentacion for them, but they not here. So,
okay.
Oh gosh.
well, we just gonna have to watch the Grammys and wait and see, I guess.
Yes. All right. So then we have the best traditional R&B performance category. We have Lizzo with Jerome, BJ the Chicago Kid with Time Today, India Arie with Steady Love, Lucky Day with Real Games, and PJ Morton and Jasmine Sullivan with Built for Love.
So let me tell you who I hope get it. I love BJ the Chicago Kid,
Mm-hmm.
but we also know that I'm a diehard Jasmine Sullivan fan too. So PJ Morton and Jasmine Sullivan, that is hard.
Yes.
That's a hard one, and I love Lucky Day too. So
Yeah.
I know everybody can't win. But I'm thinking it's gonna be PJ Morton and Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, and shout out to PJ Morton too and Morton Music. They sent the show some tickets. Monique was supposed to be in attendance, but
and I could not go.
She couldn't go, but the show was amazing though. So again, shout out to PJ Morton and his team for Love the FNL. And it was a good show. So I definitely see him win because he won his first Grammys last year. Jasmine Sullivan has never won a Grammy, and y'all know I love me some Jasmine Sullivan too. I just played her second album yesterday, and then I had to play her music on shuffle on all of her music because it's just something about Jasmine Sullivan. Like she takes you there to that place, and she's just Jasmine, we need you to come back, okay?
Yeah, come right on back.
I mean, you've been in Philly enough. It's time to just take a break from from the shopping and stuff like that in Philly.
I mean, in the last thing I actually saw her in, and she did very good then when she played. Who did she was on? What is it?
The Godfather of Harlem.
Yes, yeah. And she was it Martha Vandale, I believe that's who she played. But she had a small role, but she was very, very good.
Yeah, so Jasmine, and Jasmine said that I guess she just went through a breakup, and she said 2020 is going to be her year. She's going to come back and she's going to bring some new music. She's going to do a new EP and stuff like that. So I'm waiting, and I'm happy.
My eyelash tech reminds me of her. They actually kind of favor. They look alike. My eyelash tech kind of favors Jasmine Sullivan. And they have like the same type of spirit.
Yeah, so
shout out to Ashley.
Yeah.
And Fair Looks Lashes. Let me just put that plug on in there. She keeps my eyelashes cute, tight, and fresh. Honey, got an old appointment tomorrow.
Yes, keep Monique's eyelashes from not falling off her face like hair braider. But then best R&B song we have PJ Morton and JoJo with Say So, Herb and Bryson Tiller with Could Have Been, Chris Brown and Drake with No Guidance, Lucky David, Rosa Mo, and Emily King with Look at Me Now.
I think that's gonna be Chris Brown and Drake.
That then it could be her, but then PJ Morton too, and again JoJo, who's been around forever, and she's on FNL, people, by the way. She never been nominated for a Grammy either, so it'll be dope to see PJ and JoJo win for Say So, because they play that song on R&B radio all
yeah, I hear it all the time on Heart and Soul as well. So yeah, and it's a really nice song.
Yeah, so that's a tough category too. Goodness. Best Urban Contemporary Album, you have Lizzo with Cause I Love You, Steve Lacy with Apollo 21, Georgia Ann Muldrow with Overload, Neo with Saturn, and Jesse Reyes with Being Human in Public. Now
I like Jesse Reyes.
I do, yeah. And
you're in love with somebody else.
And Neo had a great album too. I really like her album. Steve Lacy album was really good too. I really like his album. That's a hard one, but they might give it to Lizzo because when this best urban contemporary album, sometimes they do the politically right thing and put the most person who has like the most recognition.
Popular. Yeah, I think it would be her.
Yeah,
I think it would be her because I don't think that she's gonna go home without anything.
exactly.
I think she's gonna go home with at least two.
Yeah, and then again, but she's not just like a regular R&B artist, so she has like more recognition. But like Jasmine Sullivan, who was nominated for 5 Grammys one year, didn't take home not one Grammy. SZA, who was nominated, or as they say in Richmond, Cizella, who was nominated for 5 Grammys with Control.
Who haven't heard nothing from.
So we shall see. Best R&B album, you have BJ the Chicago Kid with 1123. Shout out to Nick, one of my friends on Twitter. He another graphic designer who went to Xavier University in New Orleans, out there in California now, working at Capitol Records, and he actually designed the album cover for BJ the Chicago Kid's 1123 album. So shout out to you, Nick. Lucky Day painted, Ella May with her self-titled album, PJ Morton with Paul, and Anderson .Paak with Ventura.
And let me say, and Anderson .Paak, and I hope he does at least, I hope he does at least walk away with 1 or 2 as well.
Yeah, he won his first Grammy last year with Bubbling, and I've never seen him perform live until I saw him perform at Something in the Water, and he's like a talented, like you see him on TV, it doesn't do him justice at all. Like his performance skills,
yes,
world. So I definitely want to see him win.
And Jaden loves him. He's always watching his little Tiny Desk.
Oh yeah, the little
concert.
Yeah.
The NPR Tiny Desk concert. He loves Anderson. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a toss up between Ella May. She won her first Grammy for Booed Up last year for what the song of it? R&B best R&B song. So it's a toss up between PJ and Anderson with that one, I think. But you never know with the Academy. Best rap performance, you have J. Cole with Middle Child, The Baby with Suge, Dreamville featuring J.I.D., Baz, J. Cole, Earth Gang, and Young Nudie with Down Bad, Nipsey Hussle with Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy with Racks in the Middle, and Offset and Cardi B with Clout. Now, I think they're going to give it to Nipsey just because.
I think so too.
Even though The Baby Suge is one of my favorite songs, Middle Child is one of my favorite songs too. Offset and Cardi Clout is, even though Cardi won for best rap album last year, I don't think this was like the song to really nominate this year. Offset and Cardi,
I don't
but
think
it wasn't that song.
Mm-mm.
So I'm thinking Nipsey.
I'm thinking Nipsey just kind of because of everything that happened.
Yeah. Best rap song performance, DJ Khaled featuring Nipsey Hussle and John Legend with Higher, Lil Baby and Gunna with Drip Too Hard, Lil Nas X with Panini, Mustard and Roddy Ricch with Ballin', Young Thug, J. Cole, and Travis Scott with The London. Again, you got John Legend on the song. That's automatically
yeah.
So definitely, Higher is one of those songs too that just like, damn, because that came out right after the whole Nipsey death, and it's one of those emotional songs that's just like, okay now. So I definitely see that one winning. Best rap song, you have YB and Cordae and Chance the Rapper with Bad Idea, Rick Ross and Drake with Gold Roses, 21 Savage and J. Cole with The Lot, The Baby with Suge, and Nipsey Hussle and Roddy Ricch and Hit Boy with Racks in the Middle.
I think The Baby.
Yeah, The Baby, or again, you got Chance the Rapper and then with YB and Cordae. So they might like
Chance the Rapper. He is more so like a crossover.
Yeah, so it's between YB and Nipsey and The Baby. So this is a 3-way there. It's hard to pick, but I don't know. We shall see. And shout out to Roddy Ricch too, who's doing big things. His song The Box, which every time
he's the one. I guess was it Justin Bieber who's upset?
Yeah, he was trying to get that number one spot, but Roddy Ricch came sliding through and got that number one song. And the song not even a single. Now it's a single now, of course, because it's a number one song. But when the song hit number one, it wasn't even released as a single. It was just an album track. So shout out to you, Roddy Ricch, for doing big things with that record. Every time I listen to it, I'm thinking about to listen to Sierra and Justin Timberlake's Love, Sex, and Magic, but it's ended up being your song. So That because the song, the beginning starts the same exact way. So shout out to him. Now we get into the gospel area, people. So best gospel performance, because this was a big issue last year with Smokey Norfolk when
Yeah,
Tori Kelly
with Tori Kelly were.
and Corinne Hawthorne and her camouflage track pants was set too. But best gospel performance song category, the nominees are Kurt Franklin with Love Theory. Now, this next person, I didn't know we had a post still on her, but she's still out here and she's serving the Lord now. But Gloria Gaynor, Miss I Will Survive, and Yolanda Adams with a song called Talking About Jesus. Travis Green with Jacqueline Carr with See the Light. Corinne Hawthorne and Natalie Grant with Speak the Name. And Tasha Cobbs Leonard, This Is a Move. Y'all know she I had to come to find out that she's just doing remakes of white people Christian songs and turning them into her own songs. So
yeah, that we found that out on her own song.
Yeah.
And she down there, she hangs out with the likes of the old relentless pastor.
Yes.
Yeah, because they said and I think we talked about this when they started that church down in South Carolina. No, I did not talk about this. When they got their church in South Carolina, that was the other thing. The music director that had been their music director for like years, he I think he fired him, and they brought Tasha Cobbs and her husband in, and so then they were paying them all this money, which was another one of the other things that contributed to them not being able to pay bills and things like that. But at any rate, I predict Kirk Franklin with Love Theory.
Yeah, because they love Kurt Franklin, so
yeah, I predict Kirk Franklin with Love Theory.
Yeah. And then for best gospel album, you have Kurt Franklin with Long Live Love. Donald Lawrence presents the Tri-City Singers with Goshen. Gene Moore with Tunnel Vision. William Murphy with Settle Here. CeCe Winans with Something's Happening, a Christmas album. Now, I didn't know CeCe Winans came out with a Christmas album.
Me neither. I think Kirk Franklin again.
Yeah.
I think it would have been CeCe Winans if it wasn't a Christmas album.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Kirk Franklin.
Yeah, because the only CeCe Winans Christmas album I listened to was the BB and CeCe Winans Christmas album. And that was back in the 90s. So, but yeah, I think.
And they had that video for Jingle Bells.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, this was a Christmas music now. But no, but yeah, I definitely see Kurt Franklin, because again, they love Kurt Franklin. And Kurt Franklin produced on Tori Kelly's album that won Best Gospel Album last year. But her album was actually good, though. Her gospel album. So we shall see.
I haven't heard Smokey Norfolk being nominated for shit.
Exactly, because I don't hear him on my Kurt Franklin station on Sirius XM. So he out here mad, but you're not releasing no music. I don't even think you got any Stellar Awards nominations.
I know, but I will tell you, when he first came out, I did have your live album, Smokey Norfolk.
Yeah, that was yeah. So, but again, everybody, we shall see what goes down with the Grammys
on this coming Sunday.
Yes, on Sunday, January 26th at 8 p.m. on the East Coast here, and on the West Coast, y'all gotta get it at 5 p.m. And we'll now I'm gonna try my best to live tweet and everything like that, but at the same time, the 90 Day Fiancé is gonna be on as well. So we're going to try to see what we're going to do. But some of the nominees or some of the people who will be performing at the Grammys is going to be, of course, Lizzo. You're going to have Ariana Grande. She's going to be performing. Who else? BTS is going to be performing. My little cousins and the little kids, they like the K-pop now. So that's going to be their little move there. Aerosmith are going to be performing, and they're going to be doing a special version of Walk This Way, bringing out Run DMC. So that's going to be big. Lil Nas X going to be performing. Camila Cabello, like she got to say the word nigga, but she's going to be out there performing. That's a Lil Nas X. He's going to be performing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what, but
you're going to do an Old Town Road with Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, nobody want to keep saying that.
He
been performing that for 4 years with Billy Ray Cyrus. Don't nobody want to keep saying that.
Lizzo, like I said, going to be performing. There's going to be a special performance, a tribute rather, to Nipsey Hussle. So it's going to be Kurt Franklin, DJ Khaled, John Legend, Meek Mill, Roddy Ricch, and YG.
Okay, all right.
All right, Kurt going to be.
And you guys know that we can never, ever, ever forget. You know, this is the time when we found old Nippy. Nippy was in that bathtub floating, honey.
Yes. So so it's very touchy, you know, with the Grammys, but we're going to celebrate with everyone who's because again, at the end of the day, even though there's a lot of stuff going on with you know, with the Grammys behind the scenes and stuff like that, we still got to remember this is a time where a lot of new artists who are first time nominees, they're basking in this moment for the first time. So we're definitely going to give them good energy for them, you know, at the show. If they don't win, whatever happens, you know, at least they're nominated. Now they can have Grammy nominated artists to their resume. So at the end of the day, people, if you didn't win, you're still in good company. So definitely shout out to y'all, and hopefully there'll be some changes with the Grammys because people, all eyes are on the Grammys now, everybody. So again, we shall see what's going to be going down with the Grammys this coming. Demi Lovato performing too. Okay, and she's also performing the national anthem.
Yes, at the Super Bowl. Now let me tell you something. I would much rather see her be singing "Sorry Not Sorry." I do not want to see her sing the national anthem. Listen, let me tell you, the only person that can ever sing the national anthem for me is Whitney Houston with that damn headband.
That swish suit and that red and that headband.
Yes, and that's the only person I ever wanted to see to sing the national anthem. That and maybe Marvin Gaye, and being that neither one of them was alive.
Yes, bring the hologram out.
You know, but yeah, so we did hear that Demi Lovato is going to be performing the national anthem at the Super Bowl. Who's even playing? Do we even know who's?
I don't even know because no team that I'm interested in because you know my Eagles.
Or have they played yet? Have they had the last game?
They did, and again, my Eagles not in there. So, but we are the East champions. It would be the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, one of my friends, Stacy, I used to work with back in the day, she loves the 49ers, so I'm sure she's happy. Just as long as those damn cheating ass Patriots not in there, that's all good and great. But speaking of the Patriots, though, I'll probably talk about this on the next episode. Kind of was just watching it today, but the Aaron Hernandez documentary.
You know, I have not watched that yet. I've been a little scared. There were two different documentaries. One that's on Netflix, and then there was a documentary on the ID channel as well. I don't get ID Comcast. I don't think they have a contract.
Yeah, they don't like them.
Yeah, with the ID channel, and I have not watched the Netflix. I don't know. I've been a little scared to watch the Netflix one.
Look, so I watched the first episode when I was at work today because I could hear without any coughing and hacking and stuff.
Okay,
and it was
chatty patty.
Yeah,
with his ass. When your ass get back to work.
But it was actually not. It's interesting, and it's like it's only one episode so far that I've watched. It looked like it's probably going to go there like in the second and third episodes or how many episodes it is. But the first episode, it's like when one part he was like, he was talking about his upbringing. He was like his mother, when his father died, his father was just basically going to surgery for a simple hernia procedure and ended up dying in the emergency room or on the operation table. Not even soon after that, his mom hooked up with, I want to say his brother or uncle or something crazy like that. And Aaron was in jail on one of the phone calls because, they record all the jail phone calls. So R. Kelly, be on the lookout. That's why we got your emails now. And he was basically like, telling his mom, I should have fucking punched you in the face. I said, oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
That to my mother, but okay now. So again, it like go there. His fiance, she has a sister, and the sister was dating the boy that Aaron killed. So and then they surveillance cameras. He trying to edit tapes and stuff. It's a lot. So Monique, you definitely got to watch it. And then once you finish it, then we got to get on episode 2 to see exactly what the hell is going on because it should like it's about to go there. So
Okay, well,
That,
it may be a good watch.
yeah, so far for me it has been, and those type of killing documentaries, it's either hit and miss sometimes. Sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be like, damn, it's over yet. But this one actually kept my attention, so we definitely shall see. Now, another thing that's caught my attention this past, actually yesterday, I finally watched A Fall from Grace, Tyler Perry's new movie on Netflix. I was surprised because usually Tyler Perry either got to deal with BET, so I'm thinking this might be a BET Plus production, but it was a Netflix production. There was I wasn't hesitant to watch it. I'm not gonna lie, because the first thing I remember seeing when people were starting to review it were talking about the bad wigs. They were talking about the edits in the movie.
Yeah,
And
and the extras
yeah,
eating in the diner scene, and the man had the coffee cup, and the cup was totally empty.
yes. So the movie was actually, it was really good. And some of my notes, again, was the extras in the dining room scene. So the Latina mommy in the background who was stabbing away at her plate but scratching her nose and stuff like that, and wasn't really eating nothing. She would put up the food on the plate, on the fork, and put it to her mouth but not eating it. And then she
Well, Tyler Perry obviously did get her off the billboard. Who
is
was
I
the
don't
one to put up the billboard and wanted him to hire her?
she didn't get hired or nothing, because some of these same faces in this movie have been on other Tyler Perry shows. So the one dude who played Brisha Webb's character's husband, he was on The Pains, which was on OWN Network, the House of Pain reboot or spinoff or whatever. And of course, Felicia Rashad was in there, Cicely Tyson, and who just celebrated her 95th birthday in December. So she's out here looking real good. She had one of the best wigs in the movie next to Bruce.
Yeah, Tyler Perry use her ass up so he can't use her no more.
Exactly, but she's still getting a
But
check, so she don't
she's
got
a
a lot of.
living, yeah, she a living legend, honey.
Exactly.
What is the lady's name? Cynthia Fox? Is that her name?
Oh, Kathy Fox.
Who?
Kathy
Fox.
Yeah.
From the Have and Have Not.
Yeah.
She plays the maid, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now for me, it was very, very good up until the end. The end, I was like, okay, this is the most stupidest thing I have ever seen in my life. It was really, really good up until the end. And I just, because then when you see the end, it just makes you ask all kind of questions.
Exactly.
Like, okay, if you are with best friends, how come you didn't know this lady had no son? How come you never see this lady's son?
Exactly.
And the many times that Grace went over to Sarah's house, you ain't never noticed some old people.
Exactly. And then again with the diner scene, the old white man staring in the camera, drinking air from the cup, a plate full of food but nothing on the fork, and the fake chewing and stuff like that, looking at the dead in the camera. I'm like, what, sir? You an extra? Did he give you all the billboard or back page because of something? Because you're not even a sad carrying member if you staring at the camera and you supposed to be an extra. And I know about extras because my mom and sister were extras in the Man Called Jesus play.
You know what?
Because my sister was the dancer in the play, but the dancers had to be extras. Then my mom ended up being an extra on the stage too and stuff.
Was they giving away? I know your mom like a good meal. They must have been giving away free lunch that day. I know your mom like a good old meal.
But there were the people in Jerusalem that were passing out the bread and olives and stuff like that. So, and they actually had to sit at the one scene when Jesus was breaking the pieces of bread and providing the fish and stuff like that. So, they got their little acting experiences in with that play. But they knew not to look into the audience. They knew to have conversations, to act like you're having a conversation and act. This old white man was the actor. He was ready to go at one part. He was like, "Is this shit over yet?" But then I'm thinking, okay, what type of diner do y'all know serving white wine? Now I know in Philly at Midtown Diner, they do have a bar in the back, and you can order a drink and stuff like that. But I don't like this white wine with these Dollar Tree wine glasses. I was like, okay, I never seen this in my life. Y'all could at least went to Crate and Barrel and went to the clearance section and got some nice long stem white wine glasses, but. That's neither here nor there. That's not my budget to talk about. Then, when they were outside with Grace and Shannon, I saw a drive-through sign. I said, hold on, I thought this was a diner, but I see a drive-through sign in the background. So this a drive-through diner? Because my Silver Diner I used to go to didn't have a drive-through, nor did the Midtown Diner in Philly or the Broad Street Diner. So what type of diner they got a drive-through?
Hi, Jada.
So I'm like, this is Riley's or this a Checkers? Then all the wigs looking like they came straight from the Wish the Wish app that were being sold in the lots of 20 to a bag for $10 for the instant $5 saving and $1 delivery fee that takes about $35 35 days to arrive. And then the fake lightning bugs, I was like, okay, this is not no lightning bugs. This is some Photoshop shit because I don't see no type of bug out here. These fireflies.
Well, it was supposed to be fireflies. I was like, is these lightning bugs, beetles?
They were
bugs. What is roaches? What is fly roaches that light up? What is this shit?
Exactly.
But yeah, it was definitely something different. That's all I could say.
Yeah, and Grace wig changing more than the hot rose rotation at the Golden Corral. I said, okay now. But at the end of the day, like you said, the movie was really getting up there and it was like really getting good because like these twists and turns. I was like, oh shit, here and there and stuff like that. Shannon bring the side bitch to the house and
well, wait a minute, this was that day when she walked in there and she said, oh, you took me to your mama's house, and he said, girl, my mama look better than that. But wait a minute. That thing was when he threw Grace out that room, how he jacked her up and threw her out the room. And then when he got back in the room, he continued fucking that girl. So you mean to tell me you go fuck a nigga like that who just roughhouse his mama?
And they're gonna kiss her in front. Okay, I said, you know what now?
Okay, really?
Yes.
Is this what's going on?
Stole her money and everything, went to the bank, and I should have known someone was up too, taking the pictures with the camera in the office, sending flowers. I'm like, okay, you got the camera right there, your computer just as open as bright.
With all your passwords and the house and all this. Child.
Going to 2289 Sycamore Street. Now that's what I'm gonna tell the next bill collector that want to call me. Send me my new foreign address is 2289 Sycamore Avenue.
Okay. I said, you know what? This is a fun shit here. And they had them little old ladies chained down to that. I said, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, it was good up until the end. And so then it goes off, honestly, as if there is going to be a sequel to this shit. Because she walking free. She got on to her next victim. I said, okay.
With a new wig. I said, and I was like, okay, because first I'm thinking this like a drama, but then it turned to a horror movie. So I'm like, what's the proper?
Yes, I was Claire Huxtable.
Genre for this?
Sit the fuck down.
Exactly. Got all the old people in the basement. Shannon acting like he dead, face smashed in with a baseball bat, but really not dead.
Yeah. And then she had on that big old that African thing around her neck. That's when it makes realize there was some shit in the water won't clean.
Exactly. So the movie was good for what it was, though. I will say that for him shooting in 5 days, and I know we give Talisha a lot of shit sometimes like that. And shout out to one of the people I went to school with. He actually is the wardrobe one of the wardrobe people on the set for a lot of Tyler Perry stuff. And I went to Orange Studio Philadelphia with him, Rashad, and so it's cool to see, people doing their thing and all that. So I should have asked some insider information, but for him to shoot that movie in 5 days, at the end of the day, we're all creatives. I'm a creative. Monique's a creative because she's on the show and she comes up with a lot of the stuff that she say. And she create this narrative of a Google check. And and then but then then it was recently revealed that it shouldn't have been a surprise to y'all. If y'all look at enough Tyler Perry stuff, it always say written, produced, and directed by Tyler Perry. So he's not sharing the checks at all. So although he's the only person writing this stuff, you gotta give it to him though, because that takes a lot to write this movie. You had to write shows. Now some of the shows had the same scripts as certain other shows too.
Yeah, because I called you one day. I watched a little bit of that Oval, and that was very bizarre too. They had some like zombies or something like. It was real bizarre. Something that was going on, and these people that was dressed up like monks came and abducted somebody. I was like, okay, yeah. I won't be watching this shit again.
And I just gave up on Sisters, unfortunately. But
I stopped watching that as well.
But
we were talking about this morning when I was at Herbalife, and some of my Herbalife friends was like, yeah, people were saying that this probably should have went to the movie theaters, and I was like, no, it was good right where it
Okay.
was. For Netflix, it was okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I would have paid to go see this
No.
no movie theater,
Mm-mm.
but like I said, it was good up until the end. So
Yeah. So shout out to you, Talisha. We still haven't seen your child, but okay, Donnie McClurkin. So now moving on to so now another show that came on too on ABC last week was The Last Days of Richard Pryor, which was a special that came on presented by 2020, and we got to see like a lot of stuff as far as Richard Pryor, as far as his upbringing, how he connected more with he wanted to be not black, but he wanted to kind of be like
a crossover, like
yeah,
a crossover artist.
He didn't fuck with Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby didn't fuck with him, but he was taking little bites of Bill Cosby stuff, like out of like purposely.
Because Bill Cosby actually was that crossover. He was a crossover comedian.
Exactly.
So yeah, this documentary was pretty good. So it just kind of details. So almost 15 years after Richard Pryor's passing, like you said, ABC gave us a documentary on the life and legacy of Richard Pryor. And in this documentary, they had a lot of his fellow comedians that had worked with him at some point. So we saw Jimmy Walker, and so we are blessed to still know that we got a pulse on him in 2020. Yeah. Although we had just saw him on the Good Time special. Yeah, it looks like he's still in the land of the living in 2020. So we also saw Tim Reed, Mike Epps, Tim Allen, Bob Saget. You guys know he was the dad on
Full House.
Yeah, Full House, and he was the host for many years of was the America's Funniest Home Videos. Howie Mandel, Lily Tomlin, and I absolutely love her. You guys know she's in Frankie and Grace, which is another Netflix.
Yes.
What is it, like a Netflix original show?
Mm-hmm.
And so then Richard Pryor's good friend Rashawn Khan was also in the documentary. So it highlighted his Vegas residency. And so during this Vegas residency, he was told that his act had to be clean so he couldn't be doing any cursing. He also was very famous for his racial jokes, so he couldn't do any more racial jokes. No talking about pimps and hoes. It started off talking about how he grew up in Illinois, and basically he was raised he was raised by his grandmother, who was basically a madam.
A pimp, a female pimp.
Yeah, a female pimp. Shout out to Mama D.
Yes.
So, because his audience was going to be of a different race, a different class, he was going to get the elite of the elites at this at his comedy show or whatever. His show had to be clean. So he states that one particular night, Dean Martin was in the audience. And Richard Pryor was telling jokes, and Dean Martin was looking at him like, nigga, are you serious? Like, you know that you can do way better than this. So he stated, after Dean Martin kind of gave him that look, he just walked off stage. And so, he knew that his creativity was being held hostage. So after his Vegas residency, that's when he actually moved to California. And that's when we get down to the real tea. That's when they talk about his addiction to that cocaine.
Yes.
So, Jimmy Walker, which is JJ from Good Times, he stated that Richard Pryor spent $20,000 a month just on cocaine alone. He stated that he went to Richard Pryor's house one time, and there was a huge coffee table, and it had nothing but coke on it.
Yes, the Whitney.
Yes, and they also talked about his various relationships with women. They had 2 or 3 of his ex-girlfriends also in the documentary, and the lady that he was last married to.
Which was like second wife or something, and they got remarried again.
Yeah, they say he had 7 different marriages. Two of the women he married twice. Just kind of because of the way he grew up, he had absolutely no respect for women. He tried to pimp out his girlfriends. He was both verbally and physically abusive to these women. They say especially when he was hired in Cooter Brown, which was pretty much all day, every day. In fact, they had this ex up here named Patricia Von Heitman. She stated that Richard Pryor was broke, and he wanted her to go down to the Beverly Hills Hotel and find a trick and bring home the money. So she stated she went on down there and she really tried, but after a while, she decided that that was not what she wanted to do. She did not want to degrade herself, so she went on back home to the house.
She didn't have the drive in her. She didn't have the drive and inspiration.
Yeah, so she stated that Richard Pryor was drunk as a bitch. He was hired in Cooter Brown. She stated that he had been getting high all day long and he had been drinking Cavassier. So she stated when she got home and she told him that she couldn't do it, she ain't had no money. He beat the dog fuck out of her with the Cavassier bottle.
Oh, and talk about don't buck people's heads for bottles.
Yes, use your words, people. Use your fucking words.
But he used his words and she didn't come up with the results. So
not at all. So
he had to use other force.
So then they talked about the fact that he had landed a deal with NBC that went to hell in a handbasket very quickly. It was supposed to be in a variety show. It starred the late great John Witherspoon, Tim Reed, and a host of other comedians, but the show lasted for only 4 episodes. After that, because basically he stated that the network wanted him to conform into who they wanted him to be, and he couldn't be his creative self. So then after that, he landed a series of movie roles. He was in Lady Sings the Blues, he was in The Wiz, he was in the movie Stir Crazy. So once he really started getting those big screen coins and bags, he had more money to spend on drugs. So then that's when his dealer introduced him to freebasing. And for all you all that don't know what freebasing is basically smoking dope out of a pipe.
Yes.
And after he starts freebasing, his slip starts to show. Shout out to Mariah Hunt. Like she told Jackie, her slip was showing. So then he starts, of course, missing shows. He starts not showing up to set for the movies. JJ stated that the producers were buying him drugs just so that he would show up to work. And so basically, because they knew that if he knew that the dope was there, then he was gonna come to work. So then he recorded Richard Pryor live in concert. That kind of set the standard for, the kings of comedy.
Yeah.
Martin Lawrence's You So Crazy, Cat Williams' Pimp Chronicles. So then just a few days before I was born, June 9th, 1980, he was freebasing and he burnt himself.
Yeah.
He suffered 3rd-degree burns on over half of his body. It was reported that he had 23 grams of coke in his system when that happened. So some people say it was an accident because, again, he was hired in Cooter Brown. But Richard Pryor later did an interview and he admitted that he was actually trying to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Some years later, he was diagnosed with MS. He suffered a heart attack and then he passed away in his California home. So,
So this is like one of the movies I can't, because the documentary was like a documentary like this is always a good setup. Because then you was like, okay, now I want to see like the movie.
Yeah, there's been rumors for years stating that that Mike Epps was supposed to play him in a biopic. So we are still waiting for that.
Yeah, because initially it was supposed to be Marlon Wayans. Then they said it was going to be Mike Epps. So I'm just
I'd much rather see Mike Epps.
Exactly, because he favors him more.
He does, very much
really,
so.
Yeah, and he's be like more believable as him because like you hear Marlon's voice, it's like you just think of like Wayne's brothers, you think of all the comedy shows and hell. He was a little serious in Sixth Sense, but other than that, or Sixth Guy, whatever that movie was. But it's like I would rather see Mike Epps.
Yeah, I definitely would rather see Mike Epps because he, I definitely could see him pulling that part off.
Yeah. And we see Mike Epps in enough period movies like, you know, the Cadillac Records and stuff like that, and like based in the 70s and stuff like that. So we know he could play the fashion of it and all that.
Yeah,
So,
and what else? What was it? Jesus Spark when they
oh,
remade
Sparkle, that's what
Sparkle.
I meant,
Yeah,
Sparkle. I
yeah.
meant Sparkle, that's what I meant. Yeah, we beat the shit out of baby girl. Um, but so yeah, so definitely, that was some good stuff we had watched on TV this week, everybody.
And
So,
then also, just to give you guys a quick recap on Life
oh,
After Lockup. Did you
yeah,
watch that, Reggie?
I missed it.
So I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown. And this is the what we're watching segment of our show. So Michael, Megan, and Sarah. Sarah, she takes the white representation of herself down to yet another attorney's office. And so this time she wants to know her rights as it relates to her children. She tells the attorney that she is in the process of getting a divorce from Michael. She goes on to tell the attorney about the number of women Michael has been seeing behind her back. She talks to the attorney about the various cash apps that he has received from these women, but she tells the attorney she has never been given a damn dime. So from Michael, she states that Michael doesn't come see the kids, he doesn't call, he doesn't help out financially. But she tells the attorney it's not about that. What she wants to do is make sure that Michael can't just come pick up her kids at any given time and take them to one of his bitches' houses and then bring the kids back whenever. So, whenever he gets ready to. So the attorney states that there was a way for her to prevent that. So Sarah tells the attorney she wants to proceed with filing a motion to do so. So meanwhile, Michael is in Texas. He's at a hotel. So this nigga's supposed to be sick. Megan comes over to nurse him back to health. She gives him some soup. He slurps a spoonful or two of the syrup of the soup. He slurps it up, and then he tells her he just wants to sleep. So as soon as he rolls over to go back to sleep, Megan takes his phone, and it looks like as soon as this hoe tries to put the password into his phone, he like instantly wakes up, he jumps up, and then they start to bicker back and forth about his phone. And then this nigga is trying to act like if Megan had just asked him to see his phone, he would have let her go through it. So I'm like, nigga, you full of shit. All
Yeah.
of a sudden, someone knocks at the door, and Megan answers the door, and it's Rock. Rock is Michael's homeboy, the one that Megan kissed when Michael was locked up.
Mm.
Rock and Michael, they go outside, they exchange words about Megan. His homeboy insinuates that him and Megan fucked, and then Michael slaps him in the face. Andrea and Lamar. So we all know from last week's episode or the week before last, Lamar is in Utah. He's visiting Andrea and the kids. Lamar and Andrea, they are arguing. It's the same old shit. Lamar wants to know what can Utah offer him that California can, and Andrea wants to know what can California offer her that Utah can. Andrea accuses Lamar of talking about her to the kids. And so they are still a whole hot ass mess. And I don't know if they're ever going to come to some type of resolve over the issues in their marriage. So then Josh and Cheryl, Josh and Cheryl, they're back. Cheryl has decided to come on back home after she was gone for what seems like a whole ass eternity, to go be with the nigga fresh out of prison that had her swimming through the swamp and digging through coal mines looking for $1,000 that he had buried a couple years ago from when he robbed the bank, and then he got caught. That nigga, y'all know he had that see-through mask on and a Betty White wig.
Yeah.
So Cheryl, she goes to her sister's house, the one who just happens to be a correctional officer in the prison system. She tells her sister that she is going to be leaving all of her children, with the exception of the youngest child, with their parents. And she's going to be bringing the youngest child with her out to Colorado to work things out with Josh. And her sister is looking at her like, girl, you have got to be about the dumbest bitch on the face of this earth. You ain't got shit, and neither does he. He ain't got shit but $2 million in restitution fees that he owes. So what is there to work out? Brittany and Marcelino. So Brittany tells Marcelino that she has spoken with her mom, and her mom is going to be coming out to Vegas to visit. And this will be an attempt for her and her mother to mend and heal their relationship. So they have this family dinner. It's Brittany, Marcelino, Brittany's mom, and this bitch got about a dozen sisters. We learned that Brittany's mom and about 6 out of 12 of those sisters, they done moved from Alaska to Vegas, and they actually moved right down the street in an apartment. So, Marcelino, he at the table, he making stick ass comments, throwing shade at Brittany's mama's mothering skills. Brittany, tells her mom that, she felt like if her mom and dad were present in her life, she would have made better choices, better decisions. She probably would have gone to high school and not to prison. What confused me throughout this whole scene was she seemed to be more upset that her drunk ass mama and daddy stole her quarters out of her prize rare quarter collection, rather than the fact that she states that she ran away. She ran away from home at 12. She was gone for like a day or two. She got scared, and when she tried to come back home, like 2 days later, her family had packed up and moved, and she didn't know where they was. She didn't know that they was moving. It was just a big ass mess. So she was more upset about her family taking them fuck ass quarters and going, and I'm like, bitch, they went and bought a bottle of champagne. And like, I'm trying to figure out why you not mad at the fact that your parents moved away and then tell you nothing, and you was out here homeless in these streets looking for them.
Yeah.
So, Clinton Tracy, y'all, our favorite crackhead goddess, she is back. The bitch is locked up yet again. So she got one side of her head shaved off. She is in some type of get up that looks like she has to be that look like she basically done gone down to the Cool Smiles dental office getting dental x-rays, talking about the shit is because she got an eating disorder. That's why she got to wear it in the jail cell. I'm like, nah, bitch, your ass is in the cell that got padding on the walls, and they trying to prevent your ass from running into the walls. So she is telling the producers this bullshit ass story about Clint. Her and Clint went out to visit her family. They went out of town to visit her family. They visited with her family. After the family visit, they took in a Rangers game, and when and they were going to go back home that night. So they decided to get some rest before they drove back home. So she states that instead of them getting a hotel room, they decided to sleep in the car. Next thing she knows, she wakes up to Clint getting arrested. She states that Clint claims that he had a quote unquote weed pipe. Now, Clint, you don't look like you smoking nobody's weed. I think your ass was doing motherfucking crack in the car and got caught. And then Tracy was arrested because she stated that she had meth on her. So, y'all, that's a quick recap of love after lockup, life after lockup. So there you have it with what we're watching.
Good. So I definitely gotta catch up for sure. And that's tomorrow, so definitely we'll be catching up with that because
Yeah, that's why I made my last appointment for 6:00 tomorrow, so I can be home by 9.
Yeah. Keep those lashes real nice and installed and won't be like the hair braider. But so that and what was the info about Pastor John Gray?
So Pastor John Gray, he did announce, I think it was like this past Sunday, that the Relentless Church, they will be getting their own building in Greenville, South Carolina. Because as we reported last week, they were evicted. But he's also made the announcement that they're also going to be opening up a Relentless in Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah.
See, doing too much now. You should just left it alone.
You ain't learned your lesson yet.
Exactly.
And then I think I've also heard that the Book of John Gray is not going to be picked up for another season on the OWN network. So I don't know if they're going to be shopping around, maybe looking for a different network, or if the show is just going to end, all together. But from what I heard, Miss Oprah and the Harpo Studios will not be picking up John Gray, the Book of John Gray, for another season.
So, real quick on some R. Kelly stuff. So, witnesses are telling federal prosecutors that R. Kelly married Aaliyah in 1994 to avoid criminal charges and to keep her from testifying against him.
I read that earlier today.
Yeah, so they're saying that he managed to smuggle a letter last year into federal jail where he's been locked up and used an unmonitored line to make an unrecorded phone call. For those reasons and others, prosecutors argue that Robert Sylvester and his lawyers should not be allowed to learn the identities of two other alleged victims in the case he faces in Brooklyn. They say it's all part of a consistent pattern of Robert Sylvester of obstructing law enforcement. So again, people, we been told y'all stuff y'all been knew about, and we just learned with Aaron. Well, I learned with the Aaron Hernandez situation that they still recording phone calls in jail, and they'll play that shit right back for you. So stop. Who's reading these letters to R. Kelly? He can't read. Let me find out he getting his hair twisted and between some man's lap. But
what they say he got, what they call them, handlers.
Yeah,
so.
Handlers, all right, okay. And then also we did find out the official cause of death from rapper Juice WRLD, who was only 21, who had just turned 21. He passed away. By the time we brought the show back, of course, we didn't mention it, but he did pass away in December. People were alleging that it was a seizure. Then it ended up finding that he had drugs, and it was searched by the FBI, and that
so he took all the drugs. Yeah.
So according to the Cook County Medical Examiner, because he was from Chicago as well, they released a report which includes details on the drugs that were in his system. So he died of an accident. The report says an accidental overdose of oxycodone and codeine, and both were at extreme high levels in his blood. So they're saying that during the transport to the ambulance, he stopped breathing, and when they tried CPR and more Narcan, which is basically what's used to revive people who've been going through a drug overdose, and it didn't work. They tried another 2 milligram of the Narcan treatment. So when his girlfriend told authorities that at the airport they had let out a loud gasp and collapsed to the ground, and that's when they searched his bag and they eventually found 70 pounds of marijuana and several suitcases. And they also see some guns that and other stuff. So
all the talent, and you just doing silly stuff.
Exactly. So again, I know it's extremely hard for his family. It's definitely got to hear about this, but again, we definitely pray for his family and hope they still, find some type of peace in all of this. So
yeah. And
so
they're saying the group Ray Sherman, their brother,
or their stepfather,
so.
Goodness, and
they say he definitely had mental illness. Apparently, at one point in time, he was living with their mother in Atlanta, and I guess she was helping him to get himself, back on the right track. He was, seeking mental health treatment. He was taking his meds like he was supposed to, and then all of a sudden, he stopped taking his meds. The mother was no longer able to handle him. She sent him to go live with the father. Then I'm assuming what I, to my understanding, I shouldn't say I'm assuming, to my understanding, he started to hear voices, things like that. And they told him to, kill the father, and he did. So very sad, very sad.
Talk about when Beyonce said, "Told myself, be myself, and now I'm gonna be my own best friend." Goodness, he took that literally. But but we definitely thank you all for tuning in. We definitely gave y'all a jam-packed show for you all to listen to. So again, remember, you can listen to us on Anchor, through the Anchor app. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on Google Play Podcasts, on these platforms of choice.
That's right.
Or wherever you listen to your podcast at, people continue to stream and listen. I have started to put the shows on YouTube now too, people. So when it's all edited and stuff like that, will be on YouTube as well too, people. So thank you all for tuning in. Again, follow me on Twitter at Mr. DocMRDOC, Monique at CookieLove1980, where you can catch us during and that's why we don't do a lot of recaps on the show. Sometimes we'll watch what we're happy, what we're watching with FNL, because we definitely do tweet a lot throughout the shows as well.
I'm
So,
live tweeting,
yeah, so you definitely get us when we're not on air. You get us on Twitter as well, people. So again, Mr. Doc MRDOC at Cookie Love 1980 for Monique, and on Facebook.com/FNL Radio. So again, people, we definitely thank you all for tuning in. Don't be a Richard Pryor or the Brat and bust people's heads with bottles.
Use your words, people. Use your motherfucking words.
And when you're using your words, people, and you have to cough, use the vampire treatment, people. Don't cough in your hand. Cough, or you'll be another chatty patty and being walked out of your job. So thank you all for tuning in, people. And thank
Jaden.
Y'all have a good night. Peace, everyone.
Peace. Peace out. Love you.